Let's do this shit.
The only thing we have to
Beer.
is
Beer.
itself.
Beer. So many choices.
Only no function beer well without.
Woohoo! Beer!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Busters. We're going to bring you the news and reviews of your favorite brews. My name is Dan Baker. I am joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and of course the demented and fermented
Wayne Baker.
We are we're still socially distant, and
I really thought you were about to say we are at, and I was like, wait, no, that doesn't happen anymore.
no, we are at home. Multiple people at multiple homes, thanks to the wonderful technology behind Zoom. But we have returning. Actually, this is kind of like a good bookend to the year episode, because much like I think it was last episode where we recorded with Jonathan from Stolen Sun, we had recorded with him right before the pandemic, and then this is towards the end of the year, and we're still in it and trying to figure it out. Well, we have from Stickman Brews,
Ethan Buckman.
Thank you for coming back on the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yeah,
so
I saw John was on your last episode, and I couldn't let him upstage me. So.
Well, you are the first official repeat of the pandemic.
Oh,
Is that
no
true?
shit.
I think so, because we had Kevin Keller, who was like co-host for a little while.
he was
with the prototype stuff.
intern.
Yeah, intern. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess so. Ethan's our only repeat guest post-COVID.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. I'm all about it.
Yeah. So it's definitely an interesting bookend to this year, because I think last time was April or so, and now we're this will air at the end of December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mary-
And I listened to your John episode also on my ride home yesterday, and I was thinking about it because I was thinking about like the beginning of the pandemic, and I remember he had just gotten back from Guatemala, and I don't know if you guys know this, John knows this. I was also in Latin America at the time of the shutdown, and I was actually expelled from Argentina on like March 15th. Because if you'll remember, even as late as March 12th, like the day before the U.S. basically shut down, nobody knew how serious it was going to be. And we had this vacation plan to be in South America for like 2 weeks, me and a bunch of my friends. So we went down there, and we were supposed to be down there for 2 weeks. We were in Argentina for 3 days, and we had to leave the country because it was requested that we leave the country.
That is, if you've ever been kicked out of a country for whatever reason, that's a pretty amazing and unique experience.
They were like, Argentina's not for you right now. Like,
yeah,
come back
like,
later.
please go away.
There was this dude who I think he was from Japan, and he traveled to, oh my God, where are the Mayan ruins?
In
Central
Mexico
America?
or Guatemala?
Yeah, they're in Central America.
Yeah, whichever one it was. I forget exactly which one, but dude traveled, and he was there March 10th, and he had a ticket to go in and like do all the touristy
that's
stuff.
The Incas. That was it.
Oh, it was the
Machu Picchu.
Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you.
That's in
Yeah.
Peru.
Yeah. So the dude was there for it, and he got stuck in the country, but the attraction shut down. So this dude flew across the world with this ticket, and they opened it up one day in like October just for him to go in.
Wow.
That sounds like the Peru that I experienced when I was there. Those people are great.
That's cool.
You want to talk about beer? They have this
we probably should.
corn beer called chicha there. And if you're in the part of Peru that's like not the gringo zone, they just sell it on carts, and you pay one sole, which is 33 cents, and they fill a real glass up for you on the street, and you're meant to chug it right there.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
It's incredible. It's
That's
the best
cool.
experience I ever had in my life, was drinking that.
That's amazing. Well, I'm sure, as you can already tell, because we're already on some form of a tangent, there's going to be a lot of that happening tonight. There always is when it comes to Ethan and Stickman. But we have to get the housekeeping out of the way. Don't forget, online, you can find us other places than your podcast app of choice. We are at Beer Busters on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, Beer Busters Podcast. Patreon.com/BeerBusters. Get yourself into Last Call. Get yourself into the outtakes, the behind-the-scenes feed, and whenever the fuck we're allowed to be around other people and do recordings on site or potentially in the Beer Busters basement, you may get an invite to these recordings. And there is BeerBustersPodcast.com, and don't forget to add /shop.
Add that /shop. I don't know when this is coming out. A week from today?
A week from today.
So you're still Christmas shopping, I'm sure. Masks, hoodies, T-shirts, stickers, magnets, beerbusterspodcast.com/shop. Buy one for the beer lover in your life.
Oh boy.
I want a Beer Busters mask. I'll wear it at the brewery every day.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go.
Well, now you know where to get one. So right before we started recording, for the good listeners that are out there, we had a very
And the bad ones, too.
and the bad ones. Yeah, I mean, you're all good. Let's face it. We had a very quick, frank discussion about what we were going to start with, and wouldn't you know, we're drinking a lager to start.
Yeah.
But we're not drinking just any lager. Ethan, why is this a special lager? Because this is the one thing that you said we had to drink on the show.
All right, so this is special for a couple of reasons. The first one is as a Stickman product. This is the first one of a whole series of, we're all going to do them different, the same label, it's just going to be a different number. So this is number one of our experimental series, where me and Brendan and Will are just going to brew whatever our heart desires, and we're going to pay no attention to what we think the market wants. We're going to pay no attention to anything except stuff that we think would be cool to brew.
Nice.
So a pre-prohibition style is like, oh shit, my headphones fell out. Hold on.
Well, that just confirms that it's not the microphone, because we still heard you just fine.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
But well, but so we a pre-prohibition style lager is just a thing I haven't really seen as more than an afterthought on a lot of tap lists, and it's a really cool style of beer to brew these, like, you know, this nice, cool, like robust kind of rustic pale lager that has a little bit of a hop bite to it. And my experimental twist on it was I was trying to accomplish that really soft finish and kind of like more floaty body without brewing it with corn, which I think we did. The other thing is, this beer actually was originally supposed to be an ice bock. I was going to brew this recipe twice. So I was going to brew this recipe once and sell it as number one, and then brew the other one as the ice bock. And we brewed the one that was supposed to be the ice bock first because it needed longer to lager. But because of like air conditioning issues at the brewery, I couldn't get it to freeze. So we just scrapped the ice bock version altogether and just sold the pre-prohibition lager. So there you go.
Steph is very disappointed by that. You can tell by the look on her
this
face.
is so much better than it was.
No, this is delicious.
As an ice bock.
Yeah,
Really great.
Oh no, this is delicious, but I still want you to make an ice box.
Yeah. Did you have the yellow snowman the last time
Yes.
I released it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it would have been. But because the base for yellow snowman is exactly that. It's a pre-prohibition.
Mm-hmm.
We got into the metal brown with the yellow snowman of GABF last year by submitting it as a malt liquor. And nothing would have made me happier than to win the metal malt liquor.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try. We're gonna take another bite at that apple. That's for sure. So point is, I will be releasing the ice box before it is seasonally inappropriate to do so, because I have to in order to submit it to GABF. I have to release it like soon.
Fair enough. So do you have any ideas of some of the other styles you want to do in this line?
When is this episode coming out?
Next Friday.
1 week from today.
Okay, so we will have already brewed it by then. So Brendan is going to brew like a really crazy black sour with some adjuncts in it that I won't reveal yet for some level of suspense. He's going to brew that when he's back from his wisdom tooth surgery next week. He got his wisdom teeth out today, actually. And then, all for him, but also, you know, Will really
All
hurt
for
his
you.
back. All for me, all for Will, all for everybody. Brendan's just out there on pain medicine. We all got to pretend like he's having a hard time. He's partying. But he'll be back brewing that and also doing another pizza pop-up right around when this episode releases. So that's cool.
Can I point out that I had my wisdom teeth taken out 5 days before 2000? I had them taken out December 27th, 1999.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, and I also hosted a big New Year's party and couldn't eat a damn thing because I had a negative reaction to the anesthesia, so I was sick.
Yeah. That happened to me, and then I infected the holes from my wisdom teeth by throwing up. It was the most terrible 3 weeks of my life. It was
wow.
Yeah, Brendan didn't have it that bad. So I'm asympathetic, you know.
Man.
But so he's gonna brew this beer that sounds really, really cool, and we're gonna oak age it a little bit and do these adjuncts. And then he's also gonna do like an experimental hoppy beer, kind of like not a New England IPA, that he's gonna kind of just like he said he's going to kind of like rethink the idea of an IPA a little bit, which sounds pretentious.
Because
like,
no one's done that yet.
Well, I think it's a cool idea. Like what he's saying and what is true is that like, and this will be a whole side rant, so I'm trying to avoid that, but like the brewing of IPA has really kind of moved like well outside of like what we view like sound brewing to be otherwise. And so Brendan just wants to brew like an IPA using like sound brewing techniques instead of like intentionally trying to give it chill haze. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's that. And then for the fourth beer, I'm going to be brewing like a new school steam beer. So I'm going to be brewing this like a steam beer, but I'm going to use all new growth German hops, but I'm still going to use them in the proportions that you would typically use in a steam beer. I'm not going to like go aggressive with it. I'm not going to do like Stolen Sun and just like dry hop it for the sake of dry hopping it. But we're going to, the goal is to kind of create like a really bright layered steam beer with like a lot of weird notes. So those are the first four that are definitely on the schedule for the experimental beers. Will has talked about brewing a smoked brown ale, which I'm really excited to see out of Will because he's kind of just finishing his brewer training and just sort of getting into the part where he's like designing recipes and stuff. And he really loves smoked beer, so I'd love to see that from him. And then, we've talked about a lot of other cool things, a lot of weird sours that we've talked about, a lot of, from me especially, a lot of different lager projects that I want to sink my teeth into. I want to do a Dortmunder really bad, so we'll see if I can pull that off. Like, that kind of stuff.
How often are you going to release them, or just as they're ready?
As we have space. I mean, COVID makes things unpredictable, but it's like the reason why we have time to start this. So really just like whenever, one of our wholesalers says, hey, guess what? We're actually not selling as much as we expected to right now because of COVID. Don't brew more beer for us yet. We'll just brew one of these things,
Oh, that's cool.
And I like the can art. I assume this is Bart again.
Oh yeah, Bart is so goddamn good. We just send him like 2 sentences. We go, this is what we're thinking. And he just spits something back and it's always perfect.
That's cool.
Is it like a duct tape stick man?
See, I like the brewery because it's held together by duct tape.
I get like a Blair Witch vibe out of it.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah. It's just like nice and minimalist in a way. The black background with the juxtaposed stick figure on it.
I just want to let our listeners know no concern over the weird background noise that just occurred. It's nothing.
Yeah. Pay no attention.
Pay no attention to that bubbling sound.
Yeah, to the sound behind the curtain.
The fuck is happening?
Sounds strangely like a water bomb.
You want me to ingest in a different way?
No, I don't care. I just wanted to make a joke. I don't give a shit what you do.
I could go to waterless.
No. Go with have the water.
Do whatever makes you happy.
All right, good.
Do it right. It does look a little bit like Blair Witch.
Yeah.
I'm into that. It's, something's right with the marketing because it's the first lager we've ever been able to sell in kind of like volume. So maybe people didn't know what they were getting, but
yeah,
the reviews seem good on the Untapped.
Yeah, the average was 4.18.
Whoa.
Maybe we're just becoming cool. Maybe we're just because we're in Philly now, like we're cool.
That's true.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, you have a pop-up shop now that's like right around the corner from your house. And,
it's
half mile away from us.
It's pretty fucking dope. It's right now we're running as a pop-up shop, but the intention is for it to be a permanent place. Woo! And it will be soon. I think we're in the process of transferring a permanent license over there, or I think the intention will be to, and then we can kind of have sort of a more permanent structure with what we're doing there and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm very excited to be there. I've always wanted a little shop in South Philly. Post-COVID, I hope to figure out a way to turn it into a tap room.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. Right now, I can only have I can't have anybody inside. I don't have the indoor space anyway, so I would just have to run them like this. Either way.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty cool. I mean, if you're in Philly, it's what is it, 1307 Mifflin?
Yep, yeah, right off of East Passyunk Ave. Right
Yeah, I not too long ago I was walking over on Passyunk to what's the Separatist, and as I'm walking past Mifflin, I was like, oh shit, yeah, Stickman's over here. So I walked over. You weren't there, so I didn't go in. But it was cool knowing that it is right there. Like if you're in Philly, you're doing the East Passyunk thing and shopping and eating all those cool restaurants. Stop and get some cans, man. It's really cool.
Yeah. You're not eating in any of those cool restaurants right now, though.
Well, yeah, I mean
Well, here's the thing. We sell single cans. Philadelphia is no longer enforcing open container laws. Do with those two pieces of information what you will.
This is good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I owe your guy Matt a shout out, and I feel bad that I didn't have any cash to tip him. He loaded the stuff in my trunk, and I didn't realize I skipped over. Like, it's on the website where you buy the beer. It's not very obvious how you can tip somebody. So I finished the transaction without tipping. And
the online ordering for Squares is tough. You got to kind of know ahead of time. You have to tip, and
I had no idea, so I feel bad. I owe him a tip because then he also loaded the stuff in my trunk because I got to see an immunocompromised friend next week, and I didn't want to see anybody. So that's Matt is a fucking awesome dude. You were the first, actually, funny. This is funny. You were the first guy to request like the true curbside service for Matt. And so he called me to ask me like what to do to like make sure he was like being as safe as possible. He was like, I want to double check the procedures for this. Oh, that's like, great.
You're the man. Yeah. So Matt is a guy I've known since my childhood. Our moms are best friends. They're like the closest friends. So I love Matt. He's great. And I'm so glad. He actually, mostly you'll find him in Royersford. Recently he's been working the takeout there, but there's been like a little scheduling shakeup, so he's been helping me out at Philly this weekend.
That's cool. I owe him at least a couple of dollars because he made sure that I didn't feel weird doing it. And I only asked because I know when you when all this happened and you guys were doing like pick up beer, at one point on your socials you put out like, it can be truly contactless, just like put in the comments.
Yeah. And that still goes for everybody. And I mean, this will go for everybody like long beyond when things start to become back to normal too. Like, people are going to have different comfort levels. We're always happy to accommodate people for the same reason we don't intentionally sell out of beers for fakesies, and also for the same reason that we brew a super large amount of varieties, even styles that we ourselves are not super into, is because we want to be accommodating to people. So anybody who's trying to get beer from Stickman, you're always welcome to order it online. If the online service doesn't work, you could even just call us and be like, hey, I'm in the parking lot. Can you bring me these beers? We will do it.
That's cool.
We are here to take care of everybody.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's inclusive and also making sure that just like it works and you are actually there for people. It's really cool. I commend you.
Yeah, I appreciate all of that because like I wasn't a huge fan of human contact before the pandemic. So like now that all these now that it's normal to not want to be like near people, it's like it's great.
I have that kind of experience too, because like I don't necessarily always want to be out at like a crowded place anyway. So it used to spend a lot of time being like, well, like I'll chill at one of 3 bars or I'll see you guys later. And so now I can just be like, COVID. Like I'm in my house. I don't know what to. I will not socially distance hang with you at the park. Like I'm at my house. That's it. You can't fucking come here. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna fake invite you. You cannot come inside. I'm the one really positive thing about the pandemic is I bought a house and didn't have to have a housewarming party.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Although
I like to throw a party, but it was good to delay.
But the house did you still get gifts? So you could have done like a virtual party. That way you didn't have to host anybody, but you still get the gifts.
No, I didn't get any. I got a couple of gifts. A couple of friends brought some nice stuff.
That's nice.
No,
that
did
cool. Happen, yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know about you guys, but I finished the lager. Should
Do we want to crack another one? I'm almost done.
What do we want to drink next?
So here's the thing. The rest of what we have, I don't think we have the same things.
We both have the Hefe,
Okay.
right? Or was
Yeah,
I?
the Hefe.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Should we jump? Okay, we'll jump into that.
Sure. Have we had this on the show before?
I don't know.
I don't know. We
Mine-
brew it a lot.
It seems
we
familiar.
I'm gonna look at the Untapped.
I'm looking at the
Or our
Untapped.
website,
We have not had it on the show.
No? Oh, cool.
I mean, I was also
Sick.
just wondering, like, if I've ever had it. Period.
I feel like I've had it. I don't know. I don't keep track of what beers I've had.
Man, thank God for Untapped. What would our lives be like without it?
Mine would be so much better.
Yeah.
I have not had this beer, at least according to Untapped.
Oh wow.
I don't know if I had or have or not because I don't use Untapped.
That's why we brew it all the time. This is like an unofficial staple beer for us because it's not technically a beer that we like is like one of our year-rounders, but like every time it's out, we're like, I'd really like it if there was more hef in the brewery, and then we brew it again.
So we should, for formality's sake, we have moved on to Minor Digression, which is a Hefeweizen ale.
I mean, that's a good name for the beer because you tend to digress a lot.
But this is only a minor digression.
True.
So we brewed this
Wishful
beer. This
thinking.
was the first non-farmhouse yeast beer we ever brewed at Stickman, which is the obviously the brewery is way different now, but there was a time where we were only using Saison yeasts. And so this was the first one that wasn't that. And so it was a minor digression from farmhouse.
That's where the name comes from.
Oh, how far you've digressed since then.
Since then, yeah, right?
Yeah, we've certainly digressed.
There was a time when...
Hold on, you missed out. Your first hazy IPA should have been called Major Digression.
Well, the Weizenbach was called Major Digression.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did I have?
Fair.
I don't know if you did. It was pretty fucking good. That was one of Brendan's. He really wanted to do a Weizenbach. We brewed it. We haven't brewed it again, but I would like to brew it again.
Huh. I think I missed out on that one. So yes, you have to. Oh no,
Uh-oh.
we had it. Hold on.
Wait.
You brewed it last year. We had it December 13th, 2019.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Dan checked it in. I checked it in. Ron checked it in.
Did we check it in on Beer Busters?
Did we
No.
record with you in December?
No, because it
No,
wasn't
we
on Beer
just had
Busters.
it at my place.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Do you remember you used to go over to people's houses?
We used to
Yeah.
gather and you know what? I was recently, because I'm very far behind on Patreon, editing a punishment video from Naked, and like we're literally all passing around and drinking out of the same glass, like at the end of the video.
And
I'm
that
like,
was just in February.
Yep.
yeah. And I'm like, man, didn't even give it a second thought.
Yep, little did we know.
We were just passing.
We,
around.
we won't do that ever again.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
I had a really funny COVID epiphany today.
Oh, please.
So I was checking somebody out at the brewery, and I went to hand them a plastic bag, and I said to them, like, oh, I have to just give this to you because I don't know how to get it to open without licking my fingers. And I was like, so like what that means is that like every person that I gave a plastic bag to before the pandemic saw me lick my fingers to open their bag and didn't even think twice
Nothing.
about
Oh
it.
yeah, I've seen plenty of people do that in
I will
stores,
say
yeah.
though, do the two hands together thing. Rub it
Oh,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like the top
Yeah,
of the bag.
yeah,
That
yeah.
works.
You could also be one of those people that has like a little like a sauce cup kind of thing and have like a wet sponge in there.
Oh,
and
like
do the same
cashiers
thing.
do for counting money.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Yeah, remember
this is
cash?
perfect. This is another opportunity for him to use COVID to be lazy and not do something annoying in his life.
That's true.
Opening those bags is fucking annoying. Now he just doesn't have to do it.
Also,
Here.
I would much rather you take a cardboard case than a plastic bag.
Or use paper bags. They're easy to open.
Or
Yeah.
just encourage people to use reusable bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just like the 4-pack already has a goddamn holder on it.
Well, yeah.
Just carry it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like how many different handles do you need?
there's a lot of handles here. Like I don't know what to do.
This tastes like banana Ritas.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
the
very
same chemical.
banana forward. Yeah.
It happens to be my favorite flavor of Ritas. So
Why do you
that's
got
a
to go and bring
compliment.
science into this?
Hey, I'm into it. I'm into it.
Oh, see, I wasn't sure if you meant like Rita's Italian ice or if like a margarita Like
No,
banana margarita.
Rita's Italian
Yeah,
Ice.
I knew
No.
what she meant. Yeah,
So at
the
first I
banana-
thought you meant that. I was like, no, there's no way she means that.
I thought with the first time I thought you meant like a Bud Light banana Rita, like a lime Rita.
Jeez, that's
But I was like, no, and then I was like, oh, Rita's Italian Ice custard,
Be
right?
cruel, Rita's.
All that stuff.
But yeah, it's the same chemical. It's so like when you brew a Hefeweizen, right? Like the way you manipulate the oxygen going into the yeast, you can have like kind of total control over like which aspects of the yeast flavors like come out. So like a lower fermentation will get you more, like a lower temperature fermentation will get you more clove with or without the other esters. And then like the more oxygen you give it, the more banana you get. But like there's a range. So like once it starts being banana, if you like cut the oxygen off right away, you get that candy banana. And if you let it run longer, you get that like real fruit banana flavor that you get in like Francis Connor. But if you go really, really tight on the oxygen, then you get the bubblegum flavor. So it's really cool with the hef. You can kind of like really manipulate what you do with it.
I'm a banana.
Well said. Well said. You know, it's interesting. I mean, it was like we're talking about like flavor esters and compounds that yeast produce, depending on how you treat them and what you do. It's weird to think that like there's a molecule, a protein. I assume like smell molecules are proteins, right? Or is that how that
I have no fucking clue.
because they're folded a
right.
certain way and they like
I don't
attach
know
to
that-
receptors.
I don't really know the science behind any of it. I just know that
just
like,
know the
if I give
rules.
it a medium amount of oxygen, I get that banana flavor.
Yeah.
And if I give it a lot of oxygen, I get a different
But-
banana flavor.
It's weird because like there is a molecule or a a compound that makes clove taste and smell like clove.
Right.
Or really smell. I mean, when you're tasting it, it's really you're kind of just smelling it from the other side. And then like there's a molecule that tastes like banana. There's a molecule that tastes like bubble gum, and that like they're three
Well, you wanna
very
trip
different
out-
things.
You want to trip out even more? The molecule that tastes like banana and bubblegum is the same goddamn molecule. It's a threshold response. When you get a little bit of that chemical, it tastes like bubblegum, but when you get a lot, it tastes like
Oh,
banana.
so it has
Yeah.
to do. Oh, really? See, that's even
Yeah.
more interesting.
Yeah.
It's weird. And
there's
I once-
there's a lot of flavors like that. My favorite one is Parmesan and vomit.
Oh, yeah, that
The
one I've heard.
exact
Yes.
same chemical,
Yeah, that one
just
I've
a
heard.
different threshold.
Yeah.
And Parmesan is the larger amount.
Yeah.
Of it.
Yeah. So a lot of vomit smells really nice.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm trying to remember. There's a couple other ones that are like really interesting that like you wouldn't expect. But then there are ones that are like really common, like cough syrup versus cherry flavor. That is actually the same molecule.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
that one
like a
kind of makes
threshold.
sense. Like when you think
Yeah.
about it, like I feel like that. Like I once heard like there's a thing called chirality with molecules, which just means if they're left-handed or right-handed, like one's a mirror image of the other, and
Yeah.
that the molecule that makes a lemon taste like a lemon is the mirror image of the molecule that makes an orange taste like an orange.
That's
Oh, wow.
fucking funny. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Those flavors are very similar if you really think about
Yeah.
the flavor and not just like the acidic response that you have.
Mm-hmm.
They are pretty similar flavors.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It actually kind of is.
It really is, and it's amazing that yeast can produce this array
Well,
of
the
different
yeast
flavors.
is the only thing that does produce it. Like every artificial candy flavor you've ever tasted has been produced by like genetically modified yeast that have
Yeah.
been like induced to like ferment a certain thing.
Yeah, I guess because yeast are really just like biological chemical transformation factories that you can
Yeah, pretty
like
much.
there's like viruses you can use to control like DNA. Like you can use a virus like CRISPR where you like insert a piece of
Yeah.
DNA at a certain point, and it's just a virus doing what it naturally does, but you sort of engineer it to do it in the way you want it to. And it's weird. Like yeast is kind of like it just kind
Oh
of like,
yeah, they can make crazy shit. There were like active experiments to get yeast to produce like all kinds of weird chemicals. Like I forget there was one instead of ethanol, this yeast had been induced to produce like something really fucking crazy.
yeah.
It was like Why am I drawing a blank? I don't know. You'll just have to trust me. You would trip out if I knew the name.
Well,
of the
there's been like
chemical
they've
that-
used like algae to break down plastic. Like algae
Yeah.
can take
Yeah.
certain plastics and then turn it into organic compounds that decompose naturally.
Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of weird shit. There's a naturally occurring mold that grows inside the power plant at Chernobyl. So, like,
Well, I mean, there's lots of strange things.
Life
there.
finds a way.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that was Science Corner.
I guess it was.
I really like this Heffy. I swear I've had it before. I'm sure I have. If you've
Yeah,
been
we
making
brew it
for
all
that
the
long.
goddamn
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's delicious. So obviously, we mentioned earlier, kind of like bookending the year and how last time we talked to you on the show, it was the early stages of the pandemic, and here we are, and life is trying to return to normal, even though Philly is not. I mean,
It's not doing a great job of
they're
it.
doing what they got to do, but like that's part of the reason everything's going up. But anyway, I'm sure it's been an interesting time to be a business owner with multiple locations trying to sell your product. I mean, how have the last few months been at Stickman? And I'm sure you guys had to roll with a bunch of punches and make a bunch of changes, but like how'd that go?
Not well. No, I mean, look, the honest truth is, like, we're in a much more fortunate position than a lot of people. Like, we just kind of lucked out, and it's been incredibly hard, but it hasn't been as bad as it has been for some others who've had to make tough choices about closing places. We have lost a lot of staff and a lot of people that were like really important in my personal life as well as work, which really sucks. Like, they don't work at Stickman anymore, and I honestly do not know what will happen when we reopen regarding like a lot of the staff. Like, because the other thing is the business is going to need some time to recover after we get through this. Like, we're not going to be able to snap back, and I'm just going to be able to be like, yeah, let's bring all 30 people that used to work the Stickman back. I don't think I'll be able to do that. So like, it's a weird time. That's the toughest part, is like, there's just been some really shitty situations that there was like no choice to be made about like certain people working there and stuff like that. In other aspects, there's been some really positive things, figuring kind of pushing the limits on what we can brew because we have like a little more time, because things are a little slower has been great. And similarly, giving Brendan like a little freedom with these pizza pop-ups that he's doing has been incredible as far as like the business goes. It's so good. Chef Vince over at Chester Springs has gotten to kind of reimagine the menu there, which is really great. So those things have been really positive.
Well, that's good. I'm glad there are positives that can come from it, because a lot of times you don't get that answer.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, mostly it sucked. I mean, I got to tell you, I've experienced like a
Mostly.
tremendous amount of anxiety, and like every day is like a fresh new hell, is what I've been saying. But so don't get me wrong. This has been the hardest period of my adult life. Like, it's just been like a wild goddamn time.
Yeah, I bet.
But we're getting through it. Like, we're kind of settling into it, and it is like kind of apparent that like, Stickman is like, we're like the Wu-Tang Clan, like Stickman is forever. We will continue to be fine. It's just tough. It's just tough,
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show that if you're out there and there's a local business that you like and you want them to be there afterwards, support them.
You have to. Like, that's like the McDonald's and Applebee's will survive whether or not you go there.
Right.
But like, as cavalier as I'm being about it, even by just saying we're going to get through it, which is not guaranteed, but it seems like we got a very good shot. But like, if, even Iron Hill is a company, they're going to be fine. They're going to be here at the other side of it. Mm-hmm. It sometimes is demoralizing, because when I leave the brewery in the middle of the day, if I'm going to make deliveries or something, in Royersford, there's a line for the drive-through for Chick-fil-A that is so big it blocks 3 lanes of traffic.
Yeah.
That is not a joke. And yet every local business on Main Street in Royersford that serves lunch is totally dead. And some of these businesses may not make it through. And so, yeah, you have to, like, this is not just like some esoteric, like, economic discussion. Like, if you don't go to the small businesses in your community, they are not going to be there when this is over. And you're just only going to have Applebee's. And that's going to really fucking blow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely true. I've been guilty of not going to local businesses as much as I would have liked. I don't think I've really gotten anything from the big companies. I mean, maybe like a McDonald's breakfast here or there if I'm on the road.
I had McDonald's recently because I had a craving for it, and I hadn't had it in a very long time.
Listen,
They put drugs in it.
Probably.
There's nothing wrong with going to McDonald's because you're on drugs occasionally. And there's also not anything wrong with, like, not patronizing local businesses because you're not spending money at them, right? Like, it's been tough for everybody, not just people in my industry, right? And a lot of people have taken pretty big pay cuts, all that kind of stuff. But it's just kind of like, we just want to encourage people to, like, think about the choices they're making, you know? Like, it extends further. Supporting small businesses extends further than just shopping there. Like, what you guys do on this podcast is very much supporting small business, right? I would argue deleting your goddamn Untapped and Yelp accounts are supporting small business, instead of leaving a positive review, which is other people's common advice. I would say,
just
let's
just
take
don't
this
participate.
a step further.
Yeah,
just don't participate in it. But there's, tell your friend, if you went to, everybody's got one or two group texts with their friends, right? If you went to a place that you were really excited about, you got a great takeout meal at a local restaurant, you tried a new beer that was really exciting, you bought a print from a local artist or a company or something like that, and you love the way that it looks in your house, put it in your group text. Tell your friends about it. You know what I mean? Like, that is supporting small business. It's just like we've all got to make an effort to make sure that everybody who works in these retail and service industries is not starving, and that the businesses that they work in exist to continue giving us, like, the cultural fabric that we like when all this is over. Because the world does not, it really sucks if there's not these cultural elements in it. We need them. So
yeah, and it's kind of like it very much puts into stark relief the fact that, like, if you want there to be, the cool brewery, the cool bottle shop, the cool jewelry shop, the cool restaurant, like, if you like having that in your neighborhood, you have to give them your money as opposed to, a chain or something. So it's a difference between, like, oh, I like to see the boutique shops on the side of the road while I'm driving to Walmart.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
the thing.
if you
That's
like
the
it, then,
thing.
like, you need to support it, and
Yeah, and especially, the holidays are coming up. People are going to be shopping, right? And I would say, another thing is, sometimes you can't avoid places like Amazon. Like, the world as we live in it, you can't necessarily avoid this stuff. But, like, even just if you're going to buy from a small business anyway, order from them directly. If you're going to order delivery, call the restaurant from their actual phone number. Don't contact them.
That's one thing I have been doing
know?
the past several months, especially when it was in the news about Grubhub, like, gouging small. Like, if I find a cool place on Grubhub, I'll go to their website and can I just order from them and cut out this,
Exactly.
So, and I found a couple places that have really good online ordering services on their websites. I don't have to deal with Grubhub or DoorDash or Caviar,
Right near me in Philly is Taqueria Morales, which is, like, I strongly believe to be the best Mexican in the city of Philadelphia.
Whoa.
And they have, like, a seamless online ordering thing, like, on their own website. And it's great.
Yeah, there's a place called Chiquitas that I've been ordering from a lot lately. And it's one of those places that does everything. They do pizza, they do hoagies, they do wings, they do plantains. It's one of those, I don't understand this. And I only recently realized it. Why are there so many restaurants in Philadelphia that are half pizza shop, half Mexican restaurant? That is a very, like, strange combo that I've never seen anywhere else.
There's a place near my old house called Three Countries. That's because they serve pizza, Mexican food, and, like, fries and shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I think I've
yeah,
ordered
yeah.
from them.
Yeah, 3 countries is pretty dope, man. But I don't know why. I think it's just because like those are the people who work in the restaurants, right? And they're like, we want to make some sick tacos too.
But yeah,
I'm
there's
here
this,
for it.
the pizza shop Mexican restaurant fusion in Philly is just rampant and good and amazing and like just really cool stuff. And it's such a unique thing.
There's a spot called Rosario's that does Mexican pizzas.
Mm-hmm. I've ordered from them many times. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got the chicken one with the chipotle and the chicken tinga. Me and Rachel got that like 2 days ago. I'm not ashamed to admit I got the extra large, and we also ordered mega fries, and it was only 2 of us, and we did eat all of it. None of that. I'm not ashamed
their mega fries are legit. I've had them.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed to admit that we ordered delivery from Scoop DeVille ice cream immediately afterwards. We're supporting small business, and I put my money where my mouth is. I'm not overweight. I'm out here working to keep my favorite places alive.
Got to do it. Got to do the work. That's right. All right. Well, while there's a lull, I actually have to pee, which is unusual this early in the episode.
Yeah. What? Are you okay?
Yeah. I've been like, I don't know. It just like ran through me. So I'm going to run and do that real quick.
Wow.
He was really hopping on there. There wasn't really a lull yet. He
forced the lull
himself when I was done. Yeah, when I was done talking, he was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna go."
Man, yeah, he never has to pee this early. I'm worried about him.
How much time do you spend analyzing Wayne's urination habits?
Well, when we record, he normally has the strongest bladder.
That is true.
I've got one that's the size of a thimble.
I pee a lot too, and I have a constant conversation with myself about whether or not it's a sign of diabetes.
Well, no. So here's the thing: is the flow good? Is the stream good?
Oh yeah, I'm peeing fine. I just gotta pee a lot.
If it's a lot with a weak stream, then you got to worry.
Oh, dear God.
Otherwise, I think your body is pretty much working okay.
Sounds good. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Just want to make sure all my fluids are doing what they're supposed to do.
By the way, I'm going to apologize for looking at my phone so much, but I think you guys will get a kick out of why. So besides checking in the beers on Untapped, I got 2 different texts from 2 different groups of friends. The first was asked, so it's a friend of mine who ruined my life by pointing out the FedEx arrow, the arrow in the logo that you can never not see.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me about that, and at the same time, I got a text from another friend that's a picture of this friend in the same restaurant across the way from them, a picture of the other dude. These guys know each other. They haven't talked in a while, but they know each other. But one's asking me about the fucking FedEx arrow, and the other's like, hey, this dude's here and is ignoring us. I just thought it was kind of weird that like I'm getting the text from both of them in the same spot about 2 totally different things. They're just like not acknowledging each other while they're there.
Yeah, that is an interesting dynamic that you see a lot.
Yeah.
You see that a lot. I see people that I know and know will try and engage me in conversation and avoid them all the time.
Yeah. Conversation's overrated, man.
Conversations kill.
Ha!
When we the other day, me and Rachel were driving from the can stand, and I saw walking down the street my high school girlfriend. And I mentioned it to Rachel, who had never seen this person, and Rachel made me drive around the block several times trying to find her again so she could get a glimpse at her. And I was like, "Why? What happens when she sees me? Do I stop? Like, what do I do? Hey, I haven't talked to you since 9th grade."
Yeah, my girlfriend wanted to check you out real quick.
Yeah,
for
right.
some
Yeah.
reason. I've been chasing you down for like 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah.
Not
What
weird
if it
or
wasn't
anything.
even her? What if it wasn't even her? What if
Like,
I was just like, this is another South Philly blonde woman just wandering the Ave, and I'm just like stalking her like a crazy person, and Rachel's hanging out her window like, "Hey Danielle," and she's like, "My name is Christine." What do I do then? This is a lot of.
You cut your losses and drive away. Like,
Yeah, I guess I just fucking zoom off.
are we ready for?
How was your flow, Wayne? We have to know.
Oh, my urinary flow.
Yes.
Oh, it was fine.
Okay.
It was fairly clear. So it was
Oh,
definitely.
so you're hydrated.
Yeah, but
Good.
yeah, because I don't normally have to pee that quick. Like it's usually last call before I have to pee, but it just really got me.
Your brother was concerned, so he gave us a lesson on when to be concerned about your
Well, no, it
urination.
became
Well, I'm
if it's like
commenting
brown-
that I've been frequently urinating and was concerned about diabetes. He didn't just out of the blue.
yeah.
He didn't just out of the blue go like, "How's your flow?" I
flow's,
presented a medical issue.
Pretty good. Yeah. I've always been happy with my level and manner of urination.
Yeah.
It's always satisfying.
Oh dear God.
Yeah.
Are we ready to move on? My glass is empty.
Yeah.
Yes.
What other beer are you having? It's crazy that you guys have this much. Stickman.
Yeah, we have a bunch.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we picked up.
We are supporting the breweries that we want to still be open
Supporting
after
a local
COVID.
business.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Let me ask you this question. So, by implication, some breweries you don't want to be open after COVID. Which
I mean,
breweries
yeah,
are you
there's some
not
breweries we didn't
supporting?
want to be open before COVID.
I don't know that I want to say when being recorded.
Oh,
Well, we
man.
could have left it at a joke, but now people know that you're serious.
Well, I'm gonna. Well, here's the thing: how fucking naive do you have to be to think that like people that have been drinking beer, for almost like for Steph over a decade, and for us close to a decade, haven't come across a bunch of beer that sucks? Like it's there in every industry. There's people making shit that sucks. Like it happens.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. It does.
We just try not to call them out because we don't want to be assholes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, there are some breweries that can make good beer, but they're just assholes. So
There's that as well.
That's true too.
I mean,
That's
I want to
true.
support places that have good beer and good people.
There's also
Yeah.
people who are like the nicest people in the world who just can't make a good beer. What are you
Wow.
gonna do?
And that's perplexing to me because it's not that hard.
It's really not.
Well,
you just steep
Apparently
some
it is.
barley, boil it, throw in some.
what are
hops.
you guys opening?
I'm opening the table beer. I thought maybe we should, given that I had to pee so quick and there's been so many tangents, I thought maybe we should
Do you have the Hellas?
hit an ABV valley.
Nah, I fucked up.
Okay, then I will drink the Hellas while you drink the table beer.
So now, is this an actual table beer? Is this like 2-3%, or is this?
No, it's like 5%.
Okay.
It's our blonde ale, and table beer is meant to kind of be like the brand name because it's just
Oh,
like
okay.
a beer you drink at the table. But we actually had at the can stand some guy like harass one of my friends who was working there about it. He was really pissed about the alcohol content.
Really?
And
Because it was called.
And
table
my beer. friend who was working there, Romina, she's worked a bunch of events for us. If you're a Stickman Philly customer, you've seen Romina before. She's great, but she was just like, she's like a behaviorist. She works with children who have like behavioral issues, and then like occasionally just sells beer at Stickman stuff. And so this guy's going on with her about like specific alcohol contents for styles of beer that like are not commonly made. And Romina's just like, would you like something different? Like, I don't know.
Would you like me to pour some water into your beer? What do you want me to do?
Oh man. Yeah, I just, it's a crazy industry to be in. It's
Although to
insane.
be fair, this is kind of like if you made like a session IPA and called it like barley wine.
No, it's not. It's a 1.5% above what like you would consider the low end of a table beer. And table beer isn't even like a defined style.
No, it's not.
just like a weird esoteric concept. So no, shenanigans to that.
Shenanigans have been called. Fair enough. Sustained. Shenanigans
Well,
sustained.
Here's a question. So we all are either taking comfort in not having to socialize, or there are people that are missing being able to socialize. And I think that a lot of people are doing some internal reflection and perhaps changing a little bit through all of this. Do you think that once things get back to some level of comfort and
Normalcy?
normalness? Thank you.
Normalness.
I like normalness.
I couldn't think of the word. Do you think that people will be less asshole-ish when they go out? Like thinking
No.
about no?
There's
Teaching
so
them
much
type
worse right
anus.
now. There's so much worse right now.
Actually, if I may interrupt for a second, I hear what you're saying, and I think that's true, but I think the reason it's so bad right now is that the people who are the most willing to go out are the people who don't give a shit about everyone else anyway.
That's a good point.
The nice
They're the most
people are
asshole-ish.
staying the fuck home like we should. And like, so the people you're dealing with when you're serving them in the public, not everybody, but by and large, they're going to be less considerate in general. That's why they're out.
And I gotta tell you, that's exactly right. Actually, is like our takeout customers have all been really great and kind. The one thing I would say, I don't know how to term this. Stop asking people you don't know well who are in retail or service industries how business is.
Yeah.
We all know how business is. You know how business is. That's why you're asking the fucking question. It's not nice because it sucks. And I'm not allowed to tell you it sucks because you're a stranger that's also a customer. Yeah. So don't ask the fucking question.
You know another question you shouldn't ask someone you don't know?
What?
How are you?
Yeah, don't ever ask that question.
I think though, if you do it in the social dance way of like, I don't really care, it's just what we say.
No,
so you're like,
fuck you, don't ask.
How's it going? All right, good. You all right? You all right? You know, that doesn't really
say,
mean
hey.
That's the same as hi. That's the linguistic equivalent of like pretending to give a shit. But I'm just. I
agree with Wayne. I think that when if somebody just came to me and said, "How you doing?" I'd say, "I'm fine."
Yeah, I'm fine.
When somebody comes to me and they say, "How's business?"
That's very.
I have to give them a real answer.
That's no longer a greeting. That's a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the other problem with that. It's also like you wouldn't go up to a stranger who wasn't behind a cash register and say, "Hey, has your income stayed the same since COVID?" Right? Yeah. So like,
random person, how's your career going? Are you meeting your career goals? Did you get a raise this year?
That is effectively what you're asking me, right? Is like, hey, are you making the same amount of money you were before? No, I'm not. Like, go fuck
like
yourself.
Very obvious.
Like, I don't want to talk about it. You know, I started buying a fucking house and then COVID happened. Yeah. It's not great. Like, it's not fantastic.
And it's very different though. Like, you know, like normal times to be like to strike up a conversation. Like if you're at a bar and like the owner comes around. And you're like, oh, how's business? Like, that's sort of an innocuous question in that circumstance. Right. But when, like you said, when everybody knows the answer to the question before you ask it, like, yeah.
Right. Because usually you're asking how's business in the middle of a crowded-ass room, right? So you also know the answer, but it's meant as, like, a compliment.
It's an invitation to gloat a little bit.
Right. Yeah. But... you know, when you're walking into an empty room that I had to clear 100 seats out of, you know, don't ask me how fucking business is. But it's the people that are out, there's a lot of people that really suck, especially the people that are like confused as to why I can't give them free samples at the bar right now to decide which cans they're buying. That's like an unusually common request.
Really?
It's often met with like some level of indignance.
That's weird. I mean, I get it. I guess. Like I not that I get it, but like I understand that there would be people who would do that.
Yeah, but like is Baskin Robbins doing samples? Like if you go to Sam's or Costco, are they doing samples? No, you're not getting samples anywhere.
Right, and also
the reason you get a Costco membership is for the samples, Dan.
That's true. I went out. So I've been to Costco since the samples have stopped, and it sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, Costco's making a real big sacrifice without their samples. But I would also say even pre-COVID, like if a restaurant had a food item on special, you wouldn't ask for a tapas-sized portion to decide if you wanted to order it or not. Right, yeah. So like it's weird that you need a sample to try the strawberry version of the thing you liked plain and in pineapple and in orange. I mean, you know, it's weird that you need a free sample for that.
I'm just going to go to Baskin Robbins and Costco and ask how business is.
Yeah, it's just, you know what, it's
go to Costco and ask them, they'll be like, it's fucking great, actually.
Yeah, they haven't had paper towels in stock in 7 months. It's great.
Do you know how much we can charge for toilet paper?
We're marking that shit up. I'm sorry.
Remember when, now I'm going to lose a lot of customers. Remember when there was a bunch of bullshit American propaganda about how awful Venezuela was as a country because a bunch of Republicans decided that they hate socialism. And then they showed a bunch of pictures of like supermarkets sold out of toilet paper, and they were like, "Look, Venezuela is collapsing."
Well,
and
it's also like the Trump commercials that are pictures of like riots in the street. This will happen in Biden's America. No, you dumb shit. This is in Trump's actual America.
This is like a literal video of your America.
This happened under your watch.
Here, listen, this is all I'm gonna say. Like, if you have half a fucking brain, propaganda is not that hard. I don't know why so many people fuck it up so bad. Like, it's actually not that hard. Like, people are very easy to sway if you just try.
You can do good propaganda, but instead it's always the empty grocery shelf. It's always the empty grocery shelf. And you know what Rachel always says, which is hilarious, is like, have you been to the Acme in South Philly in the last 15 years? If you just videotaped that grocery store at any point in the last 15 years, it would have looked like the American apocalypse, you know? Like, if that's what you were using.
No, that's true.
And I shop there every goddamn week. So... That's not true. I'm a fucking business owner. I go to Sprouts. I don't go to the goddamn Acme. I'm a successful business owner.
Sprouts.
Business is good, huh?
Yeah, it's fucking great. It's booming.
I like their single pan meals you just put in the oven. And
those
sick,
have looked and smelled great every time you brought one home.
But that's not my regular shopping grocery store. That's like a special occasion grocery store.
My regular shopping grocery store is Oriental Taste on Rittner Ave.
Oh,
I've never been.
It's a Chinese restaurant. It's the Chinese restaurant.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I think I know that one.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
A+.
Is that your Yelp review?
He doesn't do Yelp.
Yeah,
he doesn't
posted it.
No, it's word of mouth. It's organic.
Yeah, that's my word of mouth. Everybody on this podcast, go order their Chinese food.
Yeah, Steph, order their Chinese food right now.
You could tell that they make their dumplings themselves. They don't buy them frozen.
You know what is, speaking of good handy nasty, or Han Dynasty.
What the fuck?
Depending on where the space goes, it's either Han Dynasty or Handy Nasty.
Jesus Christ. I never noticed that.
But they make really good food. And they cater events. Just saying. Not that anybody's having events, but...
I bet you could get them to just like cater you and Dan. Like
cater the podcast.
Oh my god.
They make really good food though. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Where do we go from here?
That broke me. I'm done.
Where do we go?
I don't know. This particular episode, it seems like you guys didn't really have a structure. Like I just came in and started, doing semi-legal drugs on the air, and what are you gonna do?
Here's the thing. Like our COVID episodes, like we've had people on. We started out with like people we knew real well, and then we were like, well, this is just what it is now, so let's just do it normally, and get people that we haven't met before or whatever. But
I think COVID turned the whole world into the airport. That's what I think. And so that's why everything is just like kind of weird and loose, because like you can do whatever you want, you just can't leave,
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good analogy. I like it.
Have you guys noticed that in Philly, in all of the 7-Elevens, there are active slot machines now?
I haven't been in a 7-Eleven in a long time.
Same.
If you go
There's
into
one not far from here.
If you go into any corner store, you guys live right near the 7-Eleven on West Passyunk. Right?
Yeah.
Put on a mask, sanitize your whole body, pop your head in there. There are 4 active slot machines in that 7-Eleven
That's incredible.
right now.
Holy shit.
now.
Actually, it's kind of brilliant if you think of it, because casinos had to close in Philly.
Yeah. Well,
But-
they're still building that one.
Well, I mean, they're still building it. Yeah, it's active
I don't know
construction,
what's
but
gonna
it's just
happen,
probably
but-
never going to fucking open anytime soon. But yeah, that makes sense, because 7-Eleven is
But is that
essential.
legal? Is that part
Yeah.
of like I know?
Well, think of it like, granted, Nevada's different, but if you go to Vegas and you go to like corner store,
Yeah,
they've
but
got
I thought that
slots.
was. See, I thought it was like alcohol, where like if you were gonna have gambling, you had to have a license.
Oh, true, because we're the Quaker
So
state. We're
when
dumb.
you look at these slot machines, which are clearly slot machines, they all say
For entertainment
game
purposes only.
of skill, real big.
Oh, that makes a big difference.
But they're slot machines.
But they're not.
And the first one I saw was actually in the little corner store near my old house, and there was like a line out the door to use the slot machine. And then like there's like 4 at the goddamn 7-Eleven. It's wild.
That's
it's
weird.
Wild.
Also,
That's
just
weird.
download like DraftKings and play the slots on your phone. You don't have to go to 7-Eleven to gamble.
Listen, if
Yeah,
you're
I've won a
playing
lot of
slots at 7-Eleven, you're not downloading apps to your fucking iPhone.
I mean, that's accurate.
You're a different demographic.
I don't know, man. I was tempted to throw $1 in. I didn't because
For
of
the
being
novelty.
good, because of the pandemic.
Yeah,
it
we'll
was
put on
tempting to
gloves.
Yeah.
That is weird. Like, yeah, that is like you only see that in Vegas. It's weird to think it's right here.
Oh, yeah, it's every like convenience.
Just gambling
store
wherever
has
you want.
these slots.
Although to be fair, like from a ideological perspective, like if people want to gamble, let them gamble. Like
I love it. I think it's fine. I
Yeah.
just think it's hilarious that like now is the time.
well, I mean, the government's not really providing any further assistance to anyone, so
Why
Why not
not
try your
me?
luck?
Is what I say. Like, why not me? I'll put a goddamn slot machine
Yeah,
in the brewery
right?
right
Do
now.
it. Do
that'd be great.
I don't think I could get away with it in Royersford. I think that like
Well, and I honestly think because you sell alcohol, you're under more scrutiny as a business.
exactly.
True,
Yeah.
yeah, because the alcohol in
Just in
casinos
general.
is ancillary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just because like a 7-Eleven might be able to get away with bending some laws way easier
Well,
than a brewery.
7-Eleven on
Well, they break a bunch
7-Eleven
of.
on West Passyunk.
Yeah,
especially.
yeah, particularly.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, they also they bend a lot of like sanitation regulations too. So
Yeah.
what's another one?
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm all for it. I want
7-Elevens that have a panhandling section out front of the front door.
to- Yeah. Here's a fun idea I had. At the Mifflin can stand, the door to the basement is through the bathroom, which is funny. But I wanted to open an illegal casino in the basement, and you kind of had to like know about it. You had to know that you go use the bathroom, and then you just walk down
there,
the basement
yeah.
steps.
Nice.
Yeah,
So Ethan
I'd
sent
love
me-
to. I would love to be in some kind of like, mafia-esque illegal
Like a fucking
business, like
speakeasy.
like running a totally illegal casino, just like having a super spreader operation underneath the can stand. Just at all times, just like fully packed illegal casino.
There's an episode of The Simpsons where Bart has a casino in his treehouse. Like that's all I picture you doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get like fucking Robert Goulet to sing Lounge while you're there. Yeah. Why the fuck
Yeah,
not?
and we'd have the same understanding of how to run a casino effectively too.
10-year-old kid, late 20s guy. Sure.
I'm almost
Late
30.
20s guy.
I almost said 30s. So I was like, no, I forgot you're actually young.
I'm
Oh,
29. Yeah, I'm six. I
Jesus.
think I'm 6 months from 30.
Jesus.
5 months from 30. My birthday's in May. It's December now.
Sounds like a novel or a Lifetime movie. 6
That's
months from
right.
30.
You are in May. When in May are you?
I'm May 14th.
I'm 10 days after.
It's almost the Ides of May.
It's a good month. Yeah, the Ides of May.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think we should probably transition into a game of sorts.
Oh, God damn it. Are you
Is that what we're doing?
Shit? I feel like I need to make it really
Yeah.
dark.
Can we
in here.
crack another beer first? Even if it's one we've already had. I just like to have a
Damn,
beer during the
Wayne.
game.
Yeah, no, let's crack another beer because I'm almost done with the table beer out of
Well,
here.
Dan and I are just splitting the cans.
Yeah,
So
we're-
just
yeah.
like having little pours.
you only grabbed one of each, so that means I have.
yeah, so like we don't have to talk about a new beer. I just like to have something in my glass.
Did
when
you
we play
see
the
what
game.
I just did?
What'd you do?
No, what'd you do?
What is that?
Did you make the dog bark?
No, I can
Yeah,
turn
you
my
made
light
Hoagie
on and
bar.
off with my phone.
Oh, with your phone. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Dan,
half,
hold on,
half
hold
our
on.
house is like that because of Dan.
Look. I can change the color.
Nice.
Cute. Yeah, I could
That's
change
too
the
much
living room
for
lamp
me.
from here. I don't think you could see it though.
What are you drinking next?
We were just going to
Drinking-
open another can of something we've already had. I just wanted to have something to sip on.
Table beer.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do the table beer again.
I'm drinking a Suarez alt beer. The best brewery in the goddamn country.
Did we just make a commercial for Suarez?
I love them. I'm enamored by them. I have a crush on
I
everything.
haven't been up there in a while. You're kind of making me want to make the drive.
Go do it. Me and Rachel, we had a little lake house. Not a lake house. It was just like a house with a hot tub in Hudson for a weekend.
Yeah.
And we went. Hold on.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
Rach.
Did that right?
What was the name of the rotisserie chicken place in Hudson?
Oh, thanks for recommending a rotisserie chicken place.
What was it? Kitties. Yeah, it's a cool market. They have a lot of cool shit there. They also have like whatever kind of fucking, cabbage based thing you'd want to eat. But
Oh, thanks. Thanks, you fucker.
But they have these delicious rotisserie chickens and these cool Korean sides for them. It's very nice.
Nice.
But it's close to Suarez, relatively close to Suarez.
So the reason Steph said, God damn it, is when we mentioned that we're playing the game, is we're trying something new. Wayne had this awesome idea earlier. Yeah. We're going to play the game on the podcast.
Awesome are the only kind of ideas that I ever have.
Yes.
Yeah, no, so we're going to... So if you're hearing this, it means it actually happened. So we're gonna actually record the video of the game right now and present it to the internet on our YouTube channel as sort of like a game show. I know we've always wanted to do like more video stuff, but it's always been a hassle, like setting up cameras and da-da-da. But now that we're all sitting in front of our webcams doing this anyway, like there's video to be recorded. So I thought it'd be cool to do. So we're gonna record this.
I'm the most physically attractive guest that you get, so it's a good
maybe.
Definitely.
I don't know. John was pretty handsome.
Yeah. I will not let John
locks.
Zangwell fucking upstage me.
Those flowing fucking locks.
I'm not saying that he's not a silver fox, but come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
So we're gonna put it on YouTube. I mean, it's basically gonna be the same thing. If you're listening to the podcast now, you can go watch the video. It's not gonna be any different audio wise. But I just thought it'd be cool to do like a game show where like the questions are on the screen and that kind of thing. So I don't know.
You don't know what our mannerisms are if you've only heard our voices.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. That's true.
Shit! They're gonna see my face.
Yeah. Well, there's
like
punishment
not just my
videos all
face,
over
but like
Patreon.
my facial expressions.
Yeah. They're gonna really get to know you.
Yeah. Intimately, biblically.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Biblically. Jesus fucking Christ.
So that's what we're doing. I don't think this is going to be in the video, but it's going to be in the podcast to explain what's happening with the video, I guess. I don't know. This is still very on the fly. I had this idea like an hour ago. So that's what we're doing. So anyway, let's play a game.
Woo! Let's
we
do
need the music.
that. I know. I didn't know how far we were going with that.
Yeah, I don't know. We're making this up as we go along.
I was also writing notes.
Cheers, Internet, and welcome to Happy Fun Time Games, the podcast trivia segment that is a little like the Wu-Tang Clan. But only a little.
Because it's forever.
Because it's forever. We are joined today, if you're watching this on YouTube, with Ethan from Stickman Brews. Good friend of the podcast, been on the show a lot of shenanigans. We are going to play Happy Fun Time Games now, and for the first time ever, you get to see it. Unless that didn't happen, in which case, cut all of this out, Dan.
No, don't make me do more work. I have a week.
In today's episode, we are playing Bad Beer Reviews. You know it. You love it. I've sifted. Yes. I've sifted through the mountains of beer reviews on beeradvocate.com to unearth some of the most poetic and eloquent ruminations on libations forever etched into the digital facade of the internet. I will present snippets of these beer reviews with certain words or phrases removed, and you must guess between two options which are the actual words of the author and which I made up. I would like two disclaimer notes at this point. First, these reviews have been lightly edited for clarity and also to correct typos and all that kind of shit. Second, these reviews are the opinion of the authors solely and not that of me or Beer Busters. I don't think any of us have probably ever had any of these beers because they're usually very obscure. So just, keep that in mind. But we are going to begin in time-honored tradition to my left with Dan to guess first on our first question. Now, our first two reviews of this game are of The Malice from Iron Springs Brewery in Fairfax, California. The Malice, in case you were wondering, is a French oak-aged version of their 11% barley wine called The Menace. According to our two reviewers, that oak aging is what put The Malice into The Menace. Beginning with our first review, and our reviewer claims the beer was murky, dark reddish brown in the glass. It smelled like walking by a horrific car wreck and tasted like it was aged on burnt tires or dry hopped with charcoal.
I'm going to go A.
Dan is going burnt tires. Steph, what do you think?
I'll also say A.
Also saying burnt tires. And finally, Ethan.
I'm going to say A, burnt tires, because it's actually a real thing.
Everybody saying A. Everybody is correct. It tasted like it was aged on burnt tires.
I mean, it fits in with the car wreck analogy.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Expounding upon the description, the reviewer continues, a little caramel flavor comes out mid-palate before the burnt rubber returns tenfold to molest the palate, and it brings an abusive amount of bittering hops with it. I couldn't even choke down a 3-ounce glass. Wow.
Molest the palate.
It molests
And abuse.
the palate with abusive bittering hops.
The palate.
I just like we get it. We get
Yeah,
it.
we get it.
You know,
That's kind of the
like,
point of the
you're-
game. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ethan, I would really like you. I know we always give you names for beers that you never use, but like
Molest the palate.
no. Abusive bittering hops. I think.
Abusive bittering hops has a really good chance.
Yeah, I mean that has a
That
ring
sounds
to
like
it.
a Stickman. That's the most Stickman sounding name you guys ever used. Abusive bittering hops.
Yes.
Molesting the palate will not get past 8.
No, it's, yeah.
I gotta tell you, the biggest problem, if you want me to be completely honest with you, you take it up with Kate about what some of your very vulgar beer names that I'm very pro do not make it. I've been advocating for a guillotine beer for quite some goddamn time.
I have a question. Can we call Kate and ask her what it's like under that bus?
Poor Kate.
Don't-
she lives.
Here's the thing about Kate. She's the only one with any common sense. If it wasn't for Kate, we'd be out of business.
That's kinda like
Because
Steph
me
for
and
us.
Jim,
Right.
me and Jim would have been canceled 19 times.
Fair enough. Speaking of Steph, you are up to guess first on our next review of the game. Same beer, the Malice Oak-Aged Barley Wine. Our second review offers a similar take to the first. On the aroma, they say, it smelled oaky with some currants and red wine notes. On the taste, they mention grapefruit and way too much oak, saying it was like orange juice garnished with sawdust or pine sol aged in an oak tree.
I'm going to say Pine Sol.
Pine sol in an oak tree. Ethan, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with the orange juice one.
All right, orange
Because
juice.
it sounds like it's just so far off from what the beer probably is.
Fair enough. Orange juice with sawdust. Dan?
I'm gonna go B.
Dan and Steph going B. They are both correct. Woo! Pine sol aged in an oak tree. This guy really didn't like the oaky notes. He said it basically smelled like sweet oak instead of, it tasted of freaking oak and way too much oak going on there. Oak. I don't like oak. Oak is what he had to say about that.
It's wild that you would buy the French oak aged beer.
Yeah, if you don't like
Well,
oak.
apparently,
Like-
backstory, based on the reviews that I read, this beer was actually served maybe only once at a Firkin Fest. And like 2 people reviewed it. And those are the 2 reviews. So.
Of course, like of
You know.
course, because like why would anybody ever have room to make anything experimental when you're getting free samples of something?
Yeah, exactly. Moving on to our next review of the game, we are on to Ethan to guess first. Our next 2 reviews, again, are of the same beer. They are of Amsterdam Maximator. Ostensibly a Doppelbock, but really just a dressed-up malt liquor. At 11.6% ABV, the Maximator is the strongest of the Amsterdam series of beers, which are brewed by Grolsch in the Netherlands. The series also includes such classics as Navigator, Explorator, and the non-alcoholic Liberator. We are concerned only with the Maximator, and our first reviewer had this to say. They only bought the beer because it was cheap and strong. They say it smelled of alcohol and sawdust, and listed the characteristics of the taste as alcohol, fermented sugar, which is alcohol, corn nuts, and is it a hint of earwax in the finish, or the distilled essence of burnt facial hair?
Oh.
Ethan, you are up
I'm gonna
first.
go with a hint of earwax.
Fair enough. Going with a hint of earwax. Dan, what do you think?
I want to go with the burnt facial.
Oh, going with the burnt facial hair. We have a split opinion. Steph, what
Yeah,
are you going
I
to
was
go with?
thinking burnt facial hair also.
Oh, Dan and Steph going with burnt facial hair. They are both wrong. Because it is
Sick.
the earwax. Yes.
Sick.
Earwax in the finish. They conclude the review with the warning: consume this only for getting drunk or preparing your taste buds for eating handfuls of Thai chilies. So There you go. You got a bunch of Thai chilies to eat.
Where the fuck does that come from? These people on the internet are just like, those are your two options. Like, get fucked up or like eat one variety of chili peppers.
Just that one.
Just that one. This pairs with that earwax. We all know
goes well with Thai chilies. Yes, or chai chilies,
which we also all know are meant to just be eaten straight out of a bowl. Like
just picked off the vine and then down the hatch.
I see nothing wrong with eating a bowl of Thai chilies.
Of course not.
Of course not. Of course not.
I just like, oh man.
Also, you said this is Grolsch, right?
It's the brewery that makes it. It's called Amsterdam. It's a series of beers called Amsterdam this or that, and it's brewed by Grolsch.
What's the statute of limitations on underage drinking? Like, can I talk about that now that I'm 33?
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, you can talk about it when you're 16. They have to actually see you do it.
True. When I was in college, I was 19, and I was on spring break. I drove back from Reading to Philly to help a friend film a commercial for one of his classes that we did a fake commercial for Grolsch. And I got to drink Grolsch all day out of the green bottle with that fucking weird-ass flip cap.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
I haven't had it since.
Amazing.
It's a great beer. I've consumed a lot of Grolsch.
There's nothing wrong with it. I remember really liking it, and I didn't like beer back then.
There you go. Well, it's not really beer. All right, moving on to our next review of the game. This is also Maximator review number 2. He says, this beer has the typical wet cardboard appearance of a lager, a dirty straw...
Wait. What? What?
That's what he said. I'm just reading what he said.
Cardboard appearance.
Wet cardboard appearance.
Appearance.
Yeah.
A dirty straw, musty alcohol aroma, and tastes of, and Dan, you're up on this one, does a taste of Skittles dissolved in paint thinner and balsamic vinegar.
Oh, God.
Or diapers left in cold alcohol and put in the yard for a week.
Skittles. That just sounds way more visceral to me. Oh, fuck.
Dan is saying Skittles. Steph, you're up next.
No, I'm saying the other one, the diaper one.
Steph is saying diapers. We got Skittles. We got diapers. Ethan, what do you think?
I'm team diaper.
I'm team diaper. We're gonna isolate that clip. Team diaper wins it. It is diapers.
You know why? Because the flavor notes of that reminded me of the earwax. I'm trying to approach this like a critical tasting camera.
Right? No, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
It is diapers. All right, can I take an edit break here? I have to pee.
Yeah, you need to go pee.
Like really bad.
What?
Something is wrong with me tonight. I'm sorry. Like it's like I'm gonna
take
pee.
allergy medicine or decongestant?
No, I don't know why it is. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
I mean, you're the one that's got to...
I know. I got to figure out how to...
I mean, I kind of got to figure it out.
But I don't know what's wrong with me.
Should we be concerned? But Wayne never pees.
Yeah, he's fine.
Well, he's getting up there. Might be his prostate.
Yeah, it's enlarged.
Yeah, might need an exam soon.
That's tough. I gotta tell you, I'm not looking forward to that point in my life when doctors are sticking fingers up my ass.
Me neither. There was last year I had a weird thing where I was peeing a decent amount and I got kind of concerned, so I went to my doctor. My doctor sent me to a urologist, and I was talking to the nurse in the exam room before the doctor came in. And I was talking about, I kind of expect that I'll need to do a prostate exam. She was like, yeah, no, we don't really do it that way anymore. And I asked what she meant. She was like, yeah, it's just kind of weird with the finger, and some people are uncomfortable with it. So, there's other ways that we can image and find it. And, I'm not going to lie, I was a little disappointed.
Why? Because you didn't have the experience of the doctor sticking his finger up your butt?
I mean, even so, he didn't want to do that, but he didn't think I needed the exam.
Hold on.
But, I kind of wanted to be able to joke about it the rest of my life.
Yeah, but if there's another way, why haven't they always been doing it the other way?
Well, I guess it's probably newer technology. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
mean,
know,
you can still make up the joke, Dan.
I mean, I could.
Here's the thing. You can't be, learning to do a trade with your hands.
This is the perfect moment for the Brian sound clip.
Shit.
You can't always. He's saying it like it's perfect.
I don't know where it is on here. I gotta memorize the thing now.
All right, find the
no.
thing.
Oh no. Where the fuck is
It's
it?
too late now. It's gone.
way too
It's
fucking
gone. Your moment is gone.
Dan.
You can't really stick your whole thumb in there.
That's what the doctor said.
We were talking about prostate exams while you were.
I was just gonna say. I guess I have to get my prostate.
I'm not gonna lie. I might leave all of that in.
That's fine.
I don't see why not.
You leave it all in. I don't know what's wrong with me. I never have to pee this much. Sorry, guys. Where were we? Diapers, alcohol, Skittles. Oh, yes. So, yes, he compares the Maximator to diapers dipped in cold alcohol and left in the yard for a week. His final thoughts read, "It takes a real man to drink a can of this. Crush the can and chuck it on the floor."
Yeah,
brother. That's what he had to say.
Just toss it to the side. That's what men do.
That's what men do. Real
Throw
men.
their trash in the
Yep.
middle of the floor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to be a real man, that's what you do. See, Dan just did it.
Live in filth. Live in filth.
I'm actually kind of worried the cat's gonna get that now.
Yeah. Well, that'll be all right
She'll
for
be
now.
fine.
She's on your lap.
I know she's on my lap right now, but like in the rare instance that she gets up from my lap.
That's fair. That's fair. We are moving on to our penultimate review of the game, everybody.
Man.
Which means Steph's up first to guess. Yes, ultimate pen ultimate. Our next is a single review for a Black Pepper Porter by Bandwagon Brewery, located in the small town of Interlake among the Finger Lakes of upstate New York. Information on this beer was kind of hard to come by because the brewery is now closed, unfortunately, according to the website. Sorry about that, guys. I guess you had a good run. They were around for a while. They had posts back to like 2012, 2013.
Was it COVID?
I don't know. I think it happened last summer, so no.
It was COVID.
But I mean, maybe it was COVID.
COVID.
But what I can tell you about this beer, Black Pepper Porter, it is a porter. It is made with black pepper, but I don't even know the ABV. But there you go. It existed once. So, Steph, the reviewer of this beer seems like a real fun character. They say they had the beer on tap at the brewery and that it had, quote, zero implication of a head, no carbonation at all, and looked like blackberry juice. After noting only the, quote, tiniest hint of black pepper in the back of the nose, they go on to say that it tasted like, is it dead leaves dipped in moldy creamed corn, or a cold, limp, lightly peppered noodle? Steph, you're up first.
I know, but I was
you're-
enjoying your dance.
Okay. I don't know if you were thinking really hard or waiting for someone else.
I don't know. I don't want you to have to repeat them. So I'll
Cream
just say
corn
whatever.
or a,
I'll just
or
say
a noodle.
the limp noodles.
The limp noodle. When in doubt, go with the limp noodle. Ethan, what do you think?
The cream corn, I would say.
Going with the cream corn. Again, divided opinion. Dan, what do you think?
I'm going limp noodle.
Dan, always go limp noodle. Good strategy this time because it is correct. A cold, limp, lightly peppered noodle.
That's a concern I brought up to my urologist.
Oh, boy.
That's how I've often been described.
Yeah, right? So anyway, this reviewer is
Poor Rachel.
a real class act. This review was amazing to read. He says, I don't feel my serving was representative of the beer, but they served it to me and continued to serve it to others, even after I told them it was off. Every bartender loves to hear that, don't they? He said, why did they serve this to me? This is disgusting. I told the bartender this, and she agreed, gives me a different beer, and then continues to serve the swill to everyone else. You have the nerve to call yourself a craft brewery.
Jesus.
And then serve this? Question mark, indignation. Pretty
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, craft brewery is a title that's earned through passion and dignity. How can you call yourself a craft brewery if this guy got a flat?
But then, listen, here's the thing. Like, the complaints are valid, I mean, sure. And I'm sure the brewer would want to know if the tap system was fucking up the quality of the beer somehow, wasn't getting carbonated.
I bet you $1,000 it was a firkin.
You know what? I didn't think of that. You're probably right.
$1,000. It was just a normal ass firkin.
Listen.
$1,000.
If you haven't already had enough of this guy, he even used the word nonplussed in the review.
This guy's got to be a riot at every party he goes to.
Oh
He was
my
nonplussed.
God.
He's nonplussed.
This guy, he's one of these people who's never gotten his ass kicked.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But probably
You get
should
to
have
a
many
cer-
times over.
Yeah, you get to a certain age of your life where you've never gotten punched in the face once, and you just become that guy. Like,
I don't know. I've never been punched in the face, and I don't think I'm that guy.
I've been punched
no,
in the
that's
face.
true. You're not that guy. You're a pretty good guy.
Oh, thanks.
You're one of the good ones.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored.
Few and far between, Dan.
Man, Ethan Buckman
You
said
are
I'm one of
lucky.
the good guys.
That's high praise. High praise. All right, so we're coming up on our last review of the game. So we're going to recap the scores real quick. We have Dan and Ethan tied with 3 points each. Not too bad, but slightly ahead with 4 points. The leader is Steph, poised to win the game and get absolutely nothing for it. But that's where we stand. So we're going to let Steph guess. Wait, how do we do this?
I go first.
It's your
Steph
thing.
goes first. I always forget how this works. It's not complicated. I'm not stupid. I swear to God, I'm really not. Just sometimes my brain doesn't work. So, yeah, Steph's going to go first because she's in the lead. Ethan and Dan are going to go second and third in whatever order I deem appropriate. Our last beer of the game comes from Sadler's Ales in England. It's
I really wish there was a Stickman beer in this thing.
I know, right? There should be. It's a
That
mild
would be the best.
mild 5% ABV, and it's either a winter warmer, a winter amber, or an international red ale, depending on who you ask.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
Wait,
know.
what? Say them again?
Winter. So it was a winter warmer, an international red ale, which is a red ale from another country.
Yes, I can gather that.
No, but I'm saying like it's not really a thing. Or what do they call? Oh, winter amber.
Beer Advocate is a community of really thoughtful beer enthusiasts.
Here's the thing, and I'll say it now, and I usually say it at the beginning of this game. The reason I pull these reviews from Beer Advocate is because Beer Advocate is very searchable. If you
Yeah.
have an account, you can search, you can sort by different things. On Untapped, it's just like you find what you find. I'm sure
Yeah, there's nothing.
I'm sure there's more interesting reviews on Untapped that would be funny, but they're really hard to find. So
They're not. It's gold. Beer Advocate is gold.
Beer
It's
Advocate is
really
very
good.
nice. They take themselves very seriously, and they have reviews dating back to like 2003. So,
Yeah, unbelievable.
you've got a lot going on here. But our last review of the game, it's from Sadler's Ales in England. It's 5%. It's one of those styles that we mentioned. It's called Reindeer, which is seasonally appropriate, but the spelling is as confused as the style because there's a G in reindeer.
What?
Like
R-E-I-G-N.
Yeah, like Reign of the King or, yeah, exactly.
That's,
Okay.
that's not how you actually spell reindeer, right?
No, it's not. I
All right.
double-checked because I thought I was living in, I thought it was a
Yeah.
Mandela effect.
Right, yeah. Like the Berenstain versus Berenstein
But no,
beers.
yeah, I don't know why they
Bears,
call it
beers, yeah.
reindeer with a G, but that's where we're at.
Reagan deer.
Yeah, Reagan deer. Trickles down.
Trickle down.
the beer that
Santa.
trickles down.
Trickle down presents.
Steph is guessing first. We'll talk about the reviewer of this beer. Giving a rotten rating, our reindeer reviewer says the beer has not the greatest aroma, with notes of toffee and stomach acid.
Okay.
And the mouthfeel is it greasier than an awkward middle schooler's upper lip at a first school dance? That was tough to say. Or is it thinner than Kate Moss after 3 months of the runs?
Oh, no.
Greasier than an awkward middle schooler's upper lip at their first school dance?
Wow.
Or thinner than Kate Moss after 3 months of the runs?
Okay, I'm going to say the second one because I really hope you didn't come up with that.
Fair enough. All right. Steph is saying Kate Moss. Ethan, why don't you guess next?
I'm going to go with Kate Moss too, and for the same reason.
All right. I like it, Dan. Finally, you.
Ethan and I are tied, right?
Yes.
Whatever he didn't say.
He didn't say A.
Yeah, I figured.
You know what he didn't say? He didn't say the wrong answer. He said the right one.
Ah, god damn it.
Because it was thinner than Kate Moss after 3 months of the runs. And actually,
There's still hope that Wayne is a good person.
just a little bit. Behind the curtain, the actual review said thinner than Kate Moss after 3 months of the trots, which is British speak for the
Yes,
runs
yes.
or the shits or diarrhea.
Right.
So the trots is funnier, but if you don't know what it means, it kind of ruins the effect of
I'm
the
driving me lorry and I got the trots.
game. I got the trots. There's a tortoise in the road. Anyway, so that's what they said about it. They sum up their thoughts with the prediction They suspect it will spoil many Christmases. That's the end of the game, folks.
God.
This is where we stand. Dan didn't move at all. He was wrong in the last one. Steph
I tend to not move.
picked up another point, as did Ethan. Not enough to take the lead. Dan is in last place with 3 points.
Yeah,
Ethan
that's right.
coming up in second place with 4, and with the gold medal is Steph with 5 out of 6 points.
It's the first time I ever didn't totally lose.
That's true, and Dan always wins by some weird happenstance, and Steph usually loses by some weird happenstance, but this time around, it was the other way around.
Fucking 2020,
I tried harder because I knew you were recording it.
Oh, because this is going to be a video. To be fair, every game we've played on this podcast since like episode 10 might as well be like random chance. It is not a game of skill. It is a game of chance.
Yeah,
Like,
but
how
since
you
I
gonna
won, since I actually won, you better put this on YouTube.
All right, well, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube. You know what else is going to be on YouTube? The following people's names, because this is the part of the podcast where we shout out our most generous patrons on Patreon, people who donate at the second or the highest level. And we would like to thank them for keeping the lights on here at Beer Busters virtual headquarters. The following individuals, beginning with Dana.
Pow, pow, flavor, cool shit. Fuck yeah.
Sean Sullivan.
And I think, oh, look at that cat.
PA Brew Review.
I would be like, oh my God.
Topher Simmons. Poor Man's Brewing Company.
I've just been using my nose, not my mouth nose.
Chill Chivers.
Especially if you jam it in hard enough that nothing comes out through the hole. Yeah.
Wow. James Lamberg.
Cake. Oh.
That's classic. Eric Dixon.
Hell yeah.
Jen McDonald.
Peanuts.
Brian Mills.
You don't know their cats.
You don't know their cats. Ron McDonald.
Washing.
And finally, the one and only that's no baloney, Joe Mansell.
I would whoop Yoda's ass.
We'll whoop Yoda's ass. If you want to find out how you can get on this list, how you can get cool behind-the-scenes perks, we do Last Call. We used to do punishment videos. We will again when the world is normal. Go to patreon.com/beerbusters.
Hold on. This was a punishment.
What was?
Being recorded.
Being recorded? But you won.
Yeah. So
I know, but the act of being recorded was punish enough.
Can you feel it? Does it feel differently?
Yes. Like my soul is my
visible.
soul's been gone for a long time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But okay. If you want to find out how you can support the podcast, get behind the scenes perks, and just be cool, go to patreon.com/beerbusters. Check it out. Tell your friends. Thanks. Cheers. Dan, what do we do next? Let's pay our tab.
Yeah, we're going to pay some bills.
Let's do that.
Say, Yvonne, remember when I said I'd have to send away to NASA to calculate your bar tab?
Oh, yeah. We all had a good laugh, Mo.
The results came back today. You owe me $70 billion.
Let's face it, holiday shopping sucks. What do you get the beer fanatic in your life who already has merch from all their favorite breweries? Well, that's easy, a Beer Busters shirt. Now through December 15th, everything in the Beer Busters shop is 20% off. There's branded apparel for the most die-hard Beer Busters fan. There are original beer logo designs for the casual beer drinker. And there are masks so you can protect the world from whatever diseases you're carrying. From stickers and magnets to shirts and hoodies, there's something for every craft connoisseur. Now don't be like me, procrastinating writing and recording this commercial. This sale ends on December 15th at 10 p.m. Eastern on the dot. All of this is available only at beerbusterspodcast.com/shop.
I'm drinking Swill now, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So what should we drink, Dan? What do we have?
We got a cheesecake, Oreo cheesecake, and we got...
So we've got 3 things left, and only one of them am I excited about, and it's the Malgus Lager.
That Oreo beer is fucking delicious, and I don't like that shit.
Yeah,
all right, well, we'll save it. I want to do the Malgus Lager.
Yeah.
Did you buy the ginger snap also?
Shit, no, I meant to, but I was already at like $70.
Yeah, well, don't, what are you going to do? Don't be a dick. At 75, you get a 20% discount. So
well, now you fucking tell me.
It's clearly written on the website. If you spend $75 exactly, you actually end up spending less than $75. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, son of a bitch. Guys, I fucked up. Sorry.
That's all right. Whatever.
Where
we
the
got,
hell did Steph
we got
go?
lots of beers to drink. She probably had to pee now too.
Bathroom.
She won't admit it.
She won't admit it.
So tell us a little bit about Malger's Lager.
Well, it's like a kind of a Vienna style lager. It's like a little darker than a typical Vienna.
Yeah, it's a bit dark.
But it's nice. It's malty. It's kind of got that like, just general caramely toasted malt flavor. I like it a lot.
I dig it.
Yeah.
It's got that like I like the dark German lager thing of like it's like hearty bread in a glass, like liquid bread.
Yeah, it's like pumpernickel-y almost.
Yeah.
It's like because it's not quite a dunkel, but it's not really. It's like too dark to be a Vienna, but only by a little, It's like just outside the top of the Vienna range. So I don't really know what you call it, but I like it. An American amber lager, I guess. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, call it a winter amber, an international red ale.
Yeah, it's an amber from a different country.
I really like this one. I think I might.
Thanks.
I want to say I like it more than the pre-prohibition, only because I like dark malty lagers a little more than paler ones. They're both.
You're
really
allowed
good,
to
though.
like it more than the pre.
I know, but I really like that one, and I didn't want something else to be better.
They're both really good because I'm fucking great at my job.
That's true.
And
You are.
So is Brendan, and so is Will, Large William. They're all pretty good.
Large William?
Yeah, to be more professional, I call him Large William during business hours.
Instead of Fat William?
No, instead of Big Will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is what he goes by typically.
Is there a Big Willie style beer anywhere?
Yeah, we've brewed it several times. I actually
Yeah.
literally just brewed Big Willie style today. That
I've
was
had
the
that.
beer that
Nice.
made us have to start the podcast at 8 instead of 7.
Good to know.
There are very few people that we would do that for.
This is
Well,
true.
I'm honored, I'm really honored because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to be on at all.
There are also very few people that I would allow to text me and be like, I want to be on Beer Busters. And I'd be like, how's Friday?
Oh man, I'm a fucking
You got the
celebrity,
fast
dude.
pass. You got the fast pass.
Hey,
do get
listen,
the
I don't blame you guys though. It's the right decision.
Oh, speaking of podcasts and your massive ego, what's going on with bad beer and high prices? Has that been on hiatus since COVID?
Oh man, it's been a COVID nightmare. So we were recording with our man Paul.
Yeah.
We never ended up buying our own podcast equipment. We're recording with our man Paul up where he works at Central Penn in the recording studio there, and it's all closed due to COVID.
Right.
So we have no access to it. And then also now we are down like 80% of our staff. So driving to Harrisburg on Sundays to record a bunch of podcast episodes is like a tough thing to figure out.
You know what's fucking hilarious about all of this?
What?
You live in South Philly.
I do. Can I come record the
Dan
fucking
and
thing?
Wayne live in South Philly.
Oh shit! I'll talk to Jim and Kate. We'll do it. We'll do a pod because I would love to do that.
Oh.
We could social distance. We could drop stuff at each other's porches.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm also on this podcast just on Zoom. Like the sound quality exists.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not saying it's good.
It's
not gonna
fine
edit
though.
it.
Like, yeah, it's like well, here's the thing. Like we set up the microphones and everything, and we try to get really good sound quality. And our guests, like all through COVID, it's been a crapshoot. Like what the guest is going to sound like because we have no control over their equipment or whatever.
Yeah.
And like your audio quality is like not. It's just like is not professional radio audio quality. But I would sit and listen to a podcast where like one of the people was on Zoom because like it's not like a lot of background noise. It's not like it's super bad. It's just not super polished.
Well,
and people forgive that.
I sure as fucking hope that you would sit and listen to my current sound quality because I've been talking to you for 2 hours to record this podcast.
I'm just saying that the relatively insignificant. I'm saying that the difference in audio quality between us sitting here talking into microphones and you just talking into a computer is not like enough that it would put me off listening. So like doing shit like this is very doable. Like as long as you're having a conversation that people want to listen to and it's not like actively painful to listen to, like, or difficult to understand, people will forgive if it doesn't sound like it was recorded in like a professional studio or whatever.
Hey,
so I'm saying you could still do your podcast, like just do a stupid Zoom call and just record what you can, you know?
Yeah, but we so I would love to. We have taken a hiatus. I think I would like to get back to it very shortly. People seem to like it. I'm always surprised when people tell me they listen to it because, well, so when I was talking about the beer names earlier, you can see in real time on that podcast how Kate is the glue that holds us together, and me and Jim would like burn the place down if it wasn't for her being like, guys, stop, you know, just like stop.
Just stop. Just stop.
I don't listen to podcasts, and I listen to your podcast.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored by that.
I think that's the highest compliment ever.
Yeah, I think so because you're a discerning intellect. So like, if you listen to my podcast and you thought it was stupid, it would mean that I was missing some nuance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
I still think it's stupid, but I listen to it.
Yeah, well, it is stupid. It is fucking stupid. It's literally just like when I come on this podcast and I like strong arm you guys into like letting me just kind of like talk for hours at a time.
We've been doing a stupid podcast for 7.5 fucking years. Like, it doesn't have to be like amazing philosophical insights all the time.
I mean, everything I say is super insightful, but it's I pick a topic and then me and Jim just go off totally half-cocked. I can't explain how little prep work we do for these podcasts because you guys are like, oh my God, they record 7 episodes, but each episode is like 25 minutes and it takes us 25 minutes to record each one of these episodes. I got it like maybe 30 minutes, right? So like we just sit there and I just go, the topic I picked today is stupid glassware. And then Jim just goes, I see all these fucking pictures on the internet. I hate everybody. Stupid glassware is stupid. And then I go, yeah, here is a thing I read on Wikipedia while I was driving here about glassware. And then, you know, it goes from there. And then Paul pauses it and me and Jim go pretend we're not smoking weed outside. And then we go back in, you know? It's a beautiful cycle.
Oh, my.
It's entertaining, though. You actually haven't gone on many soapboxes tonight. I'm surprised.
No, I mean, I'm just like, honestly, man, you want to talk about reflection due to COVID? I'm just like, I just don't have the goddamn energy, you know, to be mad. I used to be pissed off all the time about all this like beer shit. And now I'm like, you know, if we went really down like the political rabbit hole, I'd start yelling. But like everything that I feel about beer seems so just like it could just be fun again. Like I've just become having fun with beer again because I just am too tired of like, you know, just the crime against humanity that is the COVID handling in the United States. So like, what do I give a shit? You're on Untapped. You say something fucking stupid. Like this beer would be better with milk sugar instead of lactose.
Here's the
thing.
Did somebody actually say that?
Alcohol and fermented sugar.
Yeah, alcohol and fermented sugar. It's just like all of that kind of shit. Like, whatever, man. Like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, I just don't have the energy for, or like I become despondent about it. That's my other reaction that I'm not showing on this podcast because I like to be entertaining. Yeah. But like, that's a thing I do a lot.
Well, here's the thing. So, no matter how bad a beer that you make or how much somebody hates one of your beers, no beer that you brew is going to like erode the very fabric of Western democracy. No beer that you brew is going to indiscriminately and preventably kill hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, like I'm not
There's bigger things.
Here actively damaging civil society for generations to come, right? Like I'm not gleefully turning the world into a Mad Max trailer. So like whatever.
And that's that's where the bar is right now, unfortunately.
I try and get you to take the cardboard case instead of the plastic bag. Like, what else do you want me to fucking
That's
do?
the best you could do.
I'm reading Untapped reviews of your swill.
It's wild, isn't it?
Low carbonation and very dry for a Bock. Nice flavor, but nothing above average. That should be your Stickman. Nothing above average.
Nothing above average.
That's what I'd say all the time, actually. Everything is mediocre.
I was going to say, so what's your wheelhouse? Mediocrity.
Yeah, it's just like, I like to throw it right down the middle. Just like totally, barely acceptable. Just like
I want you to completely forget every beer you drink immediately after you finish it.
Yeah, I'm just, where I like to live is right at the bottom of the acceptability range. I think that's the perfect place
It's adequate.
Yeah, it's just like perfect.
Satisfactory.
Yeah, I just want, as long as I can be sufficient, that's it for me. Like I'm the meat and potatoes. I'm the potato soup of breweries.
Plain unseasoned potato soup.
Unseasoned, and the potatoes were baked with no oil. It's
plain grits.
Man.
The plainest potato soup. That is
unflavored rice cake.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you, the reviews are way more positive than not, though.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it's a lot less fun to read you the positive ones.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah, well, that's good to know that they're more positive. I haven't looked at Untapped or Facebook really in months.
Proud of you.
Yeah, it was just really, it's a lot.
I will tell you.
I'm taking a Facebook vacation, but I did go on Facebook to order tickets to see Dan
his stand-up
do
show.
stand-up last night.
Thank you.
I broke my
guys.
Facebook vacation, and
you guys
Dan was fucking amazing. Just so you know.
If you guys are listening to this, Dan did a Zoom stand-up routine with one of his comedy classes he's taking, and he was probably, other than the teacher, the best of the night. The teacher was
I
good.
think he was Dan. You were the best.
Oh,
you were the best. And I'm not just saying that because I know you, but I
You
know
you would tell
the
me
stories that you told.
Oh yeah.
But
Actually,
no,
Ethan,
you had good presence, and it was good.
Yeah, Ethan, you helped me workshop some of it because I
it
kept
was
in the fleshlight story that I debuted to you guys.
That was it. That was the opening of his set.
I found a way to work it in and tag it at the end. It was I was so proud of
Remember,
myself.
like that story he told? Imagine that, but like less drunk and like more polished. And like
I
even better.
love that.
It was really good.
Was this recorded at all?
Yes, yeah, the video. I'll tell you what, I'm going to text you the link right now.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I would love to see it. I'm very interested in seeing it.
The other part of the night that made me literally laugh out loud was the guy that said at the end, and that's why I never stole an ambulance.
Oh, dude, he was great. He wasn't even part of our class. He works for the school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was funny, but that line at the end, I was like,
Yeah.
that was good.
That was
a good callback.
Yeah, and he's from Reading.
I know. I was like, do I know this guy?
Yeah, when he said that, I scrolled over so his name would pop up. I was like, wait, do I know him?
Yeah, I talked to him afterwards. We did like a debrief, just the class and the other people at school. And he was an 07 grad of, I think he said Reading High.
Oh, so he's young.
I mean, he's 2 years younger than me.
Well,
2 years older than me.
So I'm sorry, and I want to talk about Dan's comedy and promote what he's doing.
No,
but
it's cool. Don't worry. It's over.
I have the Citizen app on my phone. If you're not familiar, you shouldn't have it on your phone.
Should not.
I downloaded it back in the summer when all the protests were happening because I was worried about what was going on in the city. And I wanted to keep track of what was going on. But anyway, so you get all these notifications like constantly. Oh, man with a gun, shots heard, or whatever. And it just tells basically they monitor 911 calls and then they like plug them into the app so you can see what's going on. And it's terrible and stupid, but it's worthwhile when like big things are happening. But anyway, I just got a notification of a nearby incident. A report of a man armed with a sword and a stick.
Nice. Oh, that's close.
Not just a... not that's like near us because it's like
you guys know I live way closer to you now. I'm on.
Oh shit!
Oh
yeah,
really?
You're
Oh wow!
close.
I guess maybe you'd want to bleep that out.
I was gonna say, should we censor
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
But yeah, that's
Well,
where I'm at.
here, look out your window. There's a guy with a sword and a stick.
Oh,
Well, that's what I was asking. Where's Woodstock? Because Woodstock's like 2 blocks south of me, right?
no. So if you're right around there, that means that you're really, really, really close to Second District, aren't you?
Yes, I'm super close to Second District.
I love
and
that
I'm
place.
also super close to Phillips Steaks and the fucking. It's my favorite diner. Why am I forgetting the name? Of the
Melrose.
The Melrose.
Penrose.
Yeah, it's got to be Melrose from there.
Yeah.
Penrose is better.
No.
Yo, fuck you.
No.
Fuck you.
No.
It's not.
I've seen too many living things in there that weren't humans. And
Better,
that's
I'm not saying the
Also,
food.
they don't
Listen,
season
I'm
their
not
goddamn
saying
potatoes.
I'm not saying pound for pound the food is better. I'm saying the experience of going there is better than going to Melrose.
No.
Ever since the fire at Melrose?
Every waitress you look at Melrose, you go, how the fuck did she end up here? That's an experience.
All right.
At Penrose, you know exactly how they ended up.
Well, yeah, they're all like 50, 60-year-old white ladies that have cute stories to tell.
Yeah, that's not what I want.
All right, fair enough.
Diversity. I want a little diversity in my diner experience. And let me tell you, I've seen wild shit. Oh, Wishbone. That's a good batch. I've seen wild shit go down in the Melrose. And by wild shit, I mean like almost nothing. Just like people being crazy.
Steph's just throwing beer all over the place.
By good batch, you mean it's gonna fucking attack me?
Oh, did it? Some of them are a little overfilled, maybe.
So here's the thing: Steph has moved on to the saison. We don't have the saison.
Yeah.
All we have left is Oreos and seltzer, and then other cans of what we already drank.
Speaking of beer, of things you probably shouldn't put in cans, you're making hard sodas now.
Oh yeah, we are. I'm putting fruit puree in hard seltzer and making hard soda.
I won't lie. I thought about getting one of those just to try it.
It's shockingly good.
I don't doubt that at all.
No, I don't believe you. Make me a believer.
Good. Well, you got to get the fucking thing. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you should have Ron get it for you today.
Convince me to buy it.
Buy it.
I just told you literally what it is. It's hard seltzer that we make, which is I told you before why I'm kind of proud of how we're good at making hard seltzer. And then it's got fruit puree in it. Like that's the whole thing. There's nothing else to say about it.
You opened that.
Yeah, well, we're talking about hard sodas.
I know.
And seltzers. I don't have a soda. I don't have a saison, so I'm opening the seltzer. We got the what is it called? Something boy.
Dreamy boy.
Dreamy boy.
Also, Steph, it literally says on the side of most of the cans, it's a Stickman drink it. Like that should be enough to get you to buy it.
You just fucking drink it.
Yeah, but I drank that hard iced tea bullshit.
You didn't like that?
No, it was disgusting.
Oh, I remember that.
I feel like I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I usually have a rule that I won't say on the show if I don't like a beer, but I feel like with Ethan, I
feel on that episode you came out and said you didn't like it. We were very honest.
The only other beer was the beer that smelled really fucking bad, and you said you were going to put it in a barrel and call it "I told you so" stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. This seltzer's okay.
Remember the barrels?
Remember the barrels.
Oh man, I remember the barrels.
That's almost
like remember the Alamo.
Yeah,
remember
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Remember the barrels. So you're doing sodas, you're doing seltzers, you're doing things that aren't beer.
Oh yeah, malt beverages.
Are they?
I mean, I feel like you have to though.
Yeah, you gotta
like
stay up on the trends.
Here's the interesting question that
we
nobody.
don't have to. We're doing it for fun. We don't have to.
That's fair. You wouldn't have to. The question nobody talks about though is like, is it just easier than making beer?
It's not actually. It's surprisingly difficult. It is like really kind of difficult. How does that hard seltzer taste?
It's all right.
It's kind of old.
Yeah, I mean,
honest.
Oh shit! It's a little like the flavor's very subdued. It does taste a little stale, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not a fan of hard seltzers, so I mean, I'm gonna drink it. It's not offensive.
Yeah,
but
I got it because it was only $3.
Yeah, when they're fresh, they're really good. But the problem is we don't fill them with preservatives like the other ones do.
So they're not gonna last.
But like figuring out how to ferment just like cane sugar is like a challenge. So they're fun to make, and then we put fruit puree in them, and then they're. It
tastes clean and dry and crisp, and like has like a nice refreshing fruit character. But it does. I mean, this does taste like it's been around for a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's
if
old.
I'm being honest.
It's definitely old. Yeah, it's definitely old.
That's why they marked it down.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's always cheap as shit. I mean, it costs nothing to make this stuff. It's unbelievable. A bag of dextrose costs $25. There's like 5 bags of dextrose and some yeast in there. It costs like $300 to make a whole batch of seltzer. It's unbelievable.
Are you gonna, if you make a hard grape soda, that I will buy? Because I don't like soda, but every now and then I want a grape soda.
Several people have told me that, but I don't believe you. I don't like. I don't.
Grape soda is really fucking good.
Like, here's the thing though. Like, I kind of see where Ethan's coming from, because as soon as you said that, I was like, make a pineapple Jarritos. What do you call it? The Mexican sodas, Jarritos, or like a pineapple Canada Dry. I love, and I think like
we're making a pineapple. We're not pineapple. We're making a peach mango.
Whoa! And I love peach mango shit. I'm still not gonna buy it because I don't buy seltzers. I buy beers.
No. If you made a grape one, I would fucking buy it. I'll send Ron to go pick it up.
You were also crazy enough to like Grape Ape. That fucking rogue.
Oh, Grape Ape is one of the best beers ever.
Fucking
Let's not revive this argument.
By that statement.
That was so bad. It was Dimetap in a fucking pink bottle.
I love Dimetap. Give it to me.
Well, I've got a point of clarification, perhaps a point of order. Do we drink the Oreo one on the show? Because I want to drink that fucking beer.
I don't know. I was kind of thinking that would be a good last call beer.
I have capitalism for last call.
I have capitalism as cause of death.
I mean, that's accurate. All right, so if we're
I mean, you looked at me like that was a bad idea. Do you not want to do that?
I mean, I was also shaking to like try to. I want to drink the fucking beer, but like last call makes
then
sense.
Let's wrap this up.
And
get
go to last call.
I don't know where that thought was going. What were you shaking to try to do?
I don't know. I mean, it was like twitching. Like I'm so angry, I'm twitching kind of deal.
About what?
Because I want to drink the fucking beer.
Oh, okay.
Because it was sold out the last time I was supposed to have it.
Dan,
what?
Don't let it make you angry. It's just beer.
It's just
don't let
beer.
it piss you off.
Yeah. Don't let it piss you off. I'm drinking a.
Don't let it piss you off.
Seltzer. Cheers.
It is a seltzer.
I read a meme today. It said no, they call it sparkling water. They said sparkling water tastes like when your leg falls asleep.
That's accurate.
It's true.
Also, do you say read a meme? Like, is that how you?
Don't you just say I saw a meme?
Yeah.
Like, how much effort that you have to use the verb read?
Analyzed
hold on. Let me clarify. The meme had letters, and they were grouped into words, and those words made sentences.
Well, it's
and
understood.
I read them
It's
in order to glean the concept that the author was presenting.
I don't know.
That's how written language works.
It's understood, but colloquially, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I saw.
A meme. I was gonna say I read a thing, and then I was like, well, it's kind of a meme.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. You guys are right.
I've got no opinion.
You should say I saw a meme. I
doubt
read
that.
a meme.
You have opinions.
Yeah, that's
on this. I
read this amazing novel.
But I know.
Was
it a tweet? Was it just like a tweet that's been reposted? Because
yeah, it was just some shit that somebody posted.
Yeah,
it was like Lisa Simpson in front of the fucking
Oh,
projector.
like the whiteboard.
It was one of those where like fill in your text here and say something funny.
Yeah,
and that's what they said, and it was funny.
Cool. Well, I really want to drink that Oreo beer, so apparently we have to like we got to wrap this shit up.
Stickmanbrews.com. Stickman on all the socials.
Stickman Brews, all the social media.
It's good follows. I
check in and rate their beers.
Just rate all of them.
Rate everything.
Star.
On
One
Untapped
star.
and Yelp and Beer Advocate.
1 star. We hated everything he said on this podcast.
Also complain to the local authorities that they won't let you have your dog in the brewery.
Oh yeah,
because that's not the law. They just decided they hate dogs.
1 star. My dog cannot sit on the bar. Very inconsiderate.
That sounds about right.
1 star. Yeah.
They made me wear a mask.
Yeah,
They made me wear a mask.
How can I drink beer from wearing a mask?
They wouldn't serve me inside because they didn't want to die of a preventable illness.
Ethan would not lick his fingers to open my plastic bag.
Can I also point out that this is the most mellow I've ever seen you, and it shows that you've been smoking weed for the last 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm also exhausted. If I'm honest with you, I've been up since like 3 a.m.
Wow, fuck!
Yeah, no, I'm ready to party still. Like,
sounds about
don't
right.
take that as me implying that I'm not ready.
No, like I admire that about you. It's you and your young age. I mean, if I'm up at 3 o'clock, you better believe I'm going to bed at 5 p.m.
We're only like 4 years apart, though, right?
Yeah, if you're 29, yeah.
Yeah. And the age curve stops, like, maybe you're just
29.
less energetic than me. Yeah.
It's almost a decade for me. And Steph.
I'm older than you, Wayne.
It's a little bit more for Steph.
It's a month. Don't hold that over him like that.
It's like no, it's more than a month.
It's a month and a half.
Month and a half.
Almost 2. No, I guess a month and a half, yeah.
Yeah, Anyway, yes, Stickman Brews on all the socials and such. It's a good follow. I started off following a lot of breweries, and nothing against the ones that I unfollowed, but Stickman has made the purge several times.
I'm the fucking, because we're cool as shit.
Absolutely, you are.
I appreciate it.
There's multiple places that you can get Stickman brews, I should probably have said, including the new shop at 1307 Mifflin, which is my new go-to. And hopefully that will pan out to be a permanent spot. I'm crossing my fingers.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be. I'm pretty sure it will be.
If not, you're going to get a bunch of texts from me for porch deliveries. Just be warned.
I got you covered on that either way. But yeah, then you can also come see us at Royersford or at Chester Springs.
Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't mention this earlier in the episode. Real quick, you speaking of Jonathan from last episode we talked about earlier. You guys did a collab.
Yeah, we canned it today. Actually, it's called Better Than Socks, which is a traditional Hanukkah gift. Not really, but it's like a joke because you never get really good gifts on Hanukkah. Me and John are both Jewish, and we celebrate Hanukkah. And we did a Hanukkah beer because everybody else does Christmas beers. It's an IPA.
Of course it is. If John's involved, of course it's an IPA.
It's a no boil IPA. It is delicious. It really tastes good. We put this Zappa hop in it that I've never fucking heard of before.
Like Frank Zappa?
Yeah, like Zappa, like Frank. And John says it's his favorite hop. I think it's cool as shit. I like the flavor of it, but I never heard of it before. And also one of those experimental hops, like HRC number, whatever the fuck. And we put those in, and then we also put in like Azaka and Idaho 7. That was the Stickman contribution.
Yeah, I was really hoping. I saw that on the site when I went to order the beer earlier to pick up after work, and I was so bummed that wasn't at South Philly. But if you guys just canned it today, that makes total sense.
Yeah, it's in my car because it's cold enough to leave the beer in my car overnight.
Dan, go get it.
And,
what the fuck?
I'm parked on. If you come by, I'll.
That's not far.
That's really not.
That's like an 8-minute walk.
I'll do the clicker. You can come. I'm not going to leave my house.
I'm not walking anywhere.
No, it's cold and it was raining. I'm going to say the fuck off that shit.
But so my point is, I'm going to drop it off at the shop on my way in tomorrow morning. And it'll be there.
That is great. I look forward to trying it because I trust both of you guys implicitly with beer, and I can't wait.
It's very good. It really came out pretty good.
Awesome. I can't wait.
You and John should do like a buddy cop movie or something. Like I feel like you guys have like very complementary personalities. You're not similar. I mean, you're similar, but you're not like the same.
Well,
like
there are a few things that are similar.
There's some similarities, but like also like you have enough like complementary differences. I think the two of you guys would make a good pair in like anything.
Yeah. When you say, Steph, things are similar, you're referring to the fact that both of our teenage sons play rock music?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yes.
I had to think for a second. I'm like, you don't have a teenage
That's funny because I don't have a teenage son,
right,
for the listeners. Yeah, yeah. That I know of.
Right.
God, if you had a teenage son.
That was my line.
If you had a son that was 13, that would have made you
16.
16.
All right, that's feasible.
Yeah, lots of people are procreating.
He was 16 going on 17.
Is that a song?
That's a song.
Oh.
It's from the Sound of Music.
All right, that's what I thought.
Oh, he was a skater boy.
He said, "See you later, boy."
He said, "See you later."
Don't have enough balance to be a skater boy.
Same.
I fell over a lot.
Same. First time I ever went rollerblading, I broke my mom's toe.
Well, now he's a superstar, slamming on his guitar. He was good enough for her.
Can we end this now?
Yeah, we probably should. One, thank you out there for listening. Well, yeah, thank you for listening and for finding your way to the end.
Sorry for listening.
Yeah, you've kept trucking, and we thank you.
Keep on trucking.
You know, can I do the traditional? Can I do the traditional?
Oh, it was counting your
beer and
points.
high prices sign off.
What's yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can't believe you're still listening, and go fuck yourselves.
Well, I'm not gonna say that to our listeners. I actually respect.
No, honestly, like if you're at home alone in quarantine, go fuck yourself. Have some fun.
I mean, that's
Why
true.
not?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's how we sign off all our episodes.
I did that earlier.
Jesus Christ.
He's rolling up. For the listeners that can't see, he's rolling up his sleeves now.
See, here's the thing.
By the way, I masturbated today.
I'm so used to having shirts with
case you were
sleeves
wondering.
don't go up all the way that it's uncomfortable to have sleeves up to my actual hand.
Can we just
So
end
I
this?
always have to roll them up a little bit. Yes, thank you for
my
listening.
midriff is stowing because my T-shirt is sticking to my belly button.
If whatever app you find yourself listening to these podcasts on, I hope you'll throw us a rating and review, but do that for all the podcasts that you listen to.
God.
And you know where to find us online. I'm not going to go through that again, but this does bring us to the end of another episode of Beer Busters, and it's been a hell of a ride, as it always is, with Mr. Ethan Buckman. Thank you so much again.
You're very welcome.
It's oh my God, man. You never fail to make me laugh more than I've ever laughed, if that makes sense.
I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say.
Well, I am Dan Baker. I am joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Hefner.
and of course the demented and fermented
Wayne Baker.
Remember, in this episode, no squids were harmed. We'll see you next time.
There's still music playing. Still going.
Go to Ethan's car
There it
right
goes.
now.
It was dramatic effect. That's
All
why
right.
there
I
was still
think that
music.
if I lean out of the window of this office and stretch my arm out, if I hit the clicker, it'll work. Like